Good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? Thank you all for coming. Let's see who all's here today. Thank you for coming. Happy Tuesday morning, Zucchini Boat. Thank you for coming. Can you all hear me? Someone let me know. Hey, Nina at Runneth Over Gardening Live. How you doing? Hello, RG Arizona Homestead. Glad to see you here today. Hey, Nikki, with the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. Good afternoon to you. Let's see what I'm doing wrong. Hello, Willie, Sir Jess James. How you doing? Hey there, Vision Preparedness. How you doing today? Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, how you all doing? I don't know if I sound a little stuffy today, but yeah, when you have kids in school, they bring home a little something something. Hey, Lashes Journey, how you doing? Hey, Urban Garden Chronicles, how you doing? Thank you for coming. Hey, Jim Jones, how you doing? Thank you for coming. Hello there, So Good Gardener. I butchered your name the other day when I seen you on my live. I could not get the last part of your channel that was popping up in that live. I was on my phone, so I couldn't see everything. Let's see. Yes, this month has gone by pretty fast. It has. Hey, Ginger with Not For Nothing Homestead. How you doing? You're busy working too. Well, I appreciate you, Vision Preparedness and So Good Gardener, coming by. I know you all working. Urban speaking to everyone. Thank you, Lashes. Hey, Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook. How you doing today? Hey, Audrey, living life. You said headed out the door. You two will be listening. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you doing that, sis. Hey there, Happy Mac. How you doing? Good to have you here today. Hey there, Caucasian Sasquatch. How you doing? Bougie Prepper is in the house. How you doing today, sis? Oh, that's so nice of you, Jim Jones. Hello, Scott Hummer. Welcome to my channel. I haven't seen you before. I don't think so. But welcome. So, as you all may have seen, the title of my topic for today is They Are Telling Us, and Are You Taking Heed? When I say that, it's in regards to 911, and when it comes to listening to your city officials when there is a potential for um a let's see, like weather disasters. So are you paying attention to those warnings when it comes to 911, and when it comes to evacuating when your city officials tell you to leave? So that's our topic for today. That's why I said they are telling us, but are you taking heed? So that's our topic. Hey there, the seventh son. How you doing? Good to have you here. Yes, hit that, smash that like button, folks. Thank you. Vision preparedness. My feed is going pretty fast on my end. Let's see who else is here today. That's everyone for now. So, I'm going to share out my link. So if anyone wants to come up and discuss some of these topics, hey, Bailey's Guide Service, how you doing today? Hello, Miss VSNC09. Good to have you here. And I truly appreciate you dropping my link, not my link, but shared out my live for today. That is so sweet of you to do that. I really appreciate that support. I do have the little sniffles today, but I appreciate you coming. And if you're listening in at work, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey there, Dan Permaculture Food Forest. Thank you for coming. We have Panchuco in here today. How you doing? Uh-oh, this thing moving so fast. Happy Tuesday afternoon. Zucchini Bo said people should pay attention. There is a reason for an alarm. Absolutely. And Bailey's Guide Service said, I'm doing just going back from the doctor. I'm out of work for a week. Got a little bad news. Oh my goodness. Well, we're wishing you well and I guess like a speedy recovery when it comes to your health. That's so important. So I hope it's not too bad, but we wishing you well. Gosh, this thing is moving so fast. Hey, Virginia Alexander, thank you for coming today. Hey, Daz, with Darren at Darren Barrett. Thank you for coming. Hey, Miss Shannon with White Shoulders Farmstead. So our topic today, like I live in the state of Georgia, and I live in a smaller town, but I used to live in one of the largest cities in the state of Georgia, which was Atlanta, Georgia. Well, I lived on the outskirts, but I worked in the city. Well, the city of Atlanta, Atlanta Police Department stated that 911 cannot save you. They announced this, that they cannot save you. You have to do whatever it is that you need to do to protect yourself and your family. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. And are you, if anyone is in the state of Georgia or any other city, I don't know if their city officials have told them the same thing or not, but the police department is not really there to protect you. So that's what, let me see who came in here real quick. Hey, it's all Grady. How you doing, Denise? Good to see you. I got to run back over to your channel. I think I missed your last video, but I appreciate you coming in, sweetie. I really do. Caucasian Sasquatch said, agreed. Depending on the alarm, I am unconcerned by hurricane, thunderstorms, earthquake, because all if these become an issue, I already failed. Well, to some degree, but you should never just give up when it comes to those. Hey, Juicing with Jay, how you doing? We got Miss Carbon Q in the house today. So I did drop the link, everyone. So if anyone wants to come up and we can talk about this face to face. Hello, Bud Files. Thank you for coming. And let's see. And if anyone wants to have their link dropped, please type triple threat in the comments and your link will be dropped by Nightbot. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. One person who's enjoying the conversation makes me happy. Okay, Darren, I appreciate it. I really do. Yes, got to tend to that baby. Well, you have a wonderful, blessed day. And I know you're probably on a different time zone as well, but you take care. Vision Preparedness said, you and your best flavor Flav. No. 911 is a joke. Right. Hey there, ARR Vlogs. How you doing? Oh, I appreciate that, Darren. Thank you. Hey, Devin. How you doing? Thank you for coming. And we got Rebecca Touched by Yarn. Thank you for coming as well. But yeah, y'all drop y'all links so everyone can connect. Most anything else, I would prefer they just leave me alone. Caucasian Sasquatch. Yeah, but yes, I'm in Georgia. You in the north of mountains of Georgia. I'm in the south. Yes. So yes, that's what the topic is today, is in regards to 911. Are you prepared to defend yourself and your family if someone comes to do harm to you all? Like I said, 911 stated that they cannot save you. This is from the APD, which is the Atlanta Police Department. They're telling everyone you need to do what you have to do to save yourself. The response time for the police department to get to you in certain areas could be 30 plus minutes. So, do you have the necessary tools and the necessary training to defend yourself and your family? So, that's what we're going to talk about. So, someone in the chat, let me know. Do you believe in that the police department should be trying to protect you, or are you going to take the matters into your own hands? Vision Preparedness, you say you would just turn on your ham radio and listen to NOA if the trees are blowing hard. Well, the other part of my discussion is in regards to Jackson, Mississippi. I believe their mayor or their governor told them to evacuate, and that if they do not evacuate, there's potential for homes to be flooded, and it could take over a week for someone to come in and rescue you if something happens. So, are you going to take heed to those warnings, or you going to hunker down? You have your necessary um, items to survive that storm, just let me know. So let me go back up here. Caucasian Sasquatch, I'm sorry. When you said absolutely, what were you referring to? Because I've done jumped to many different subjects and my mind is a little full right now with this congestion. I can't keep up. Tom Garvey, the keto cook, said 911 has and always will be after the fact. Right. But one thing that I want you all to know also, you should do, even though they said sometimes you may not have time to dial 911 in certain situations. But if you do have the time and you are prepared to defend yourself and your family, still pick up that phone and have 911 on the line. But just know 911 will not get to you in time. So do what you have to do to survive. So yes, to me, 911 would be on the back burner. Screaming for help, telling them to quickly get there is a waste of your breath, your energy. So you should be prepared, have whatever defense tools that you have to defend yourself and your family, and doing what you have to do for you all to survive that situation. And Urban Garden Chronicles said the police department has limited staff and resources better. They tell me the truth so I can prepare. Absolutely. That's what I would like. When I heard that, I was like, I'm so glad they're telling people. I call cops to do the paperwork. Absolutely. Same here. Whatever they feel like they can do when they get here, it's already done. Scott Hummer said you need to be prepared that no help is coming. Absolutely. Always be prepared. Don't wait on nobody else. On my thumbnail, I said you are your own first responder. You're your own police. You're your own ambulance, your medical. So you need to have your self-defense and you need to have your medical as well. Missouri Outlaw Randy said they should try, but you must take action. Yes, you must take action. You cannot sit there and think that they are going to come and rescue you. It's not going to happen. Because majority of times when people come in to do harm to someone, they're kicking in your door. They kick in your door within a matter of seconds. When they break through your windows, it's only a matter of seconds. When they pull out that pistol and raise it and point it towards you and your family, it just takes 1 second for that round to come towards you and your family and do you harm. Hey there, great man Prepin. How you doing?
How we doing, Triple Threat?
I'm doing wonderful. It is an honor to have you on my panel.
I was working on something. I saw your live, and I was like, I was thinking about something, and I was like, I could add to this conversation. I got to go pick up my daughter here shortly, so it won't be long. But I wanted to add to the conversation that you were having, being what's happening here in Florida. On August 19th, an entire police department resigned here in a local area. So it was only a small department. It was 6 officers, but the entire police station, basically everyone working there, resigned. So they have no police to patrol that area now.
Wow, that says a lot.
It's pretty crazy, and the sheriff department is going to have to, substitute some of their officers to kind of patrol that area to kind of help them out until they resolve that issue or something happens with that. But the main issue, like you were saying, also is that even my local police department here in the area that I live in are so understaffed. Their lead time in the city itself is about 6 to 7 minutes to get to a call. That's not saying if you live on the outskirts of the city or in the rural areas, you're looking probably 8 to 12 minutes before someone can even arrive.
Mhm.
So it's 100% what you're saying in regards to this topic that you're talking about is that you definitely need to be prepared for anything, either to protect yourself or any type of emergency services, you know, if someone gets hurt and whatnot,
Mhm.
because they might not be there to help you.
That's so true, and it should wake a lot of people up just from you seeing how entire police department has resigned.
Yeah, it was when I read that, I was like shocked. Supposedly, from my understanding, the whole basis behind it is that the chief of police there was involved in some sort of corruption scheme or something like that, and the officers didn't want to be a part of that, so they all resigned. But regardless of the situation, they've lost that little town lost their entire police force.
Right,
So
right. Yeah,
it's
so people need to take heed to what's going on.
what's
You
up,
have
vision preparedness. Sorry.
what did he say something? Because I'm sort of behind. What's
I was looking at your YouTube chat and I see some familiar names in there. And Vision Preparedness said, "Good to see you." But good to see all you folks in there. I was, I appreciate all the support that you've given me as well, seeing you pop up in the chat as well. So I wanted to say thank you for that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate you coming today.
No, not a problem. I love your channel. Like I said, I love the fact that you involve your family involved into your preps and gardening and what stuff like that. And I wish all folks would kind of follow that sentiment. You know what I mean? Because our
Yeah,
younger generation is what is at stake. You know.
they are. They really are. They need to be um, grounded. They need to understand that you're really on your own.
Hmm.
You need to be able to provide for your family, your food, your self defense as
Hmm.
well. So that's why I like having my kids join me in my gardening and going to the range as well. Because those are some of the most important things right now is being able to defend yourself because crime has risen and is continuously going up. And with everything going on in the world today with this food shortage, you have to have a way of providing food for your family. So
100%. It's I always tell folks if you own a farm, you should people like to you want to make holes, but you also need to know how to plug those holes as well. So there's always a caveat to everything, and teaching your children firearm safety and stuff like that, and what to do in case there's an accidental discharge, or if there's actually a situation where people are firing rounds downrange towards you and your family, that they know how to protect themselves and resolve an issue if there's an emergency that happens to arise. Because like you said, 911 might not show up, or if they do show up, it might be too late.
yes, and I've also been hearing that some officers refuse to go to certain neighborhoods, you
Hmm.
know. So I'm just thankful that I'm not in one of those neighborhoods, but it's 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 crazy. It really is. So
Agreed.
yeah, and have you heard that they say a police officer is really not there to protect you?
No, they're based as a civil servant. So their goal, they patrol, they do their things, they answer
Mhm.
calls and stuff like that. But if you look at what they're there for, no, they're not there to specifically protect you. You know
Right.
what I mean? They're just to create order or in the city. They're
Mhm.
some people have that thought process like, oh, I'll just call 911. They're there for me. Well, yeah,
Mhm.
I get what they're saying,
Right.
but when it comes down to your home and your family, that falls on you. You know.
It does. They're really just like a mediator, and that's it.
Mhm.
That
At,
really is it.
at this point, you're absolutely right. In the bigger cities, a lot of law enforcement are second guessing things that they should do because they're scared of getting ostracized through the media, getting fired, getting lawsuits, going to prison,
Mhm.
and that's putting their lives in jeopardy. So a lot of, like I said, my business partner, he just retired from the sheriff department after 26 years, about 3 years ago.
Mhm.
And he said he's so glad that he did at that point. He says, because people are looking at law enforcement as the people that are bad. And I can see there's always in every industry, be it your doctors, your teachers, no matter where you work in there, there's always a bad apple. That's a guarantee.
Right.
But there's also some folks there that want to help people. That, the stories you don't see on TV a lot of the times are stories like, this officer jumped out of his car, saved a child, from drowning, or saved these people from a burning car. A lot of that stuff doesn't make the news, unfortunately.
Yeah,
They're
right.
seen in that bad light. Oh, you shot this person, or they did this. So, like I said, there's a caveat when it comes to the way people see law enforcement. Some people rather just not have them, but without them, if there's no law and order, you're going to truly run into a situation where there's nothing but chaos at that point. And some folks say, well, I have the pew-pews, I have the means to protect myself and my family.
Mhm.
That's great and all, but sometimes if there's 30 or 40 people, descending upon your home, and it's just you, or you and your family, the odds are against you.
You're right. You're right. Let me see if anyone mentioned anything in the chat. We may have some questions. You're more used to reading the chat and talking at the same time. I'm just new to this still. Um,
I'm looking through your folks in there. I see Bougie in there. Bougie's familiar name. Let me see.
yes, Bougie, she's a good in the preparedness community. She's another good one as well.
A lot of good folks. Some
We
308.
Hey, Caucasian Sasquatch, how you doing?
I'm alive and kicking. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic.
So you have some information?
I have an opinion.
Yes.
One of the most dangerous weapons on planet Earth. An opinion. Yeah.
Well,
All right. So here's the thing: the police are policy enforcers. It's right in the name. Your sheriffs are enforcers of the local laws. And once you get above that point, you get people that are outside of your local establishment, right?
mm-hmm.
Uh, so the idea of police coming to help is completely absurd. They're not there to help. They are there to enforce whatever regimen has been voted on by your local council, or however you judiciate that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So calling the cops because you have a problem that is emergent is kind of like calling a dentist because your kid's getting a new tooth.
Absolutely.
It has no preventative effect and does nothing but involve more cogs into the system that are more difficult to extricate. It adds armed individuals to something that may already be a conflict. And these people are not the most educated individuals in the land.
Right. Right.
He's absolutely right. Like I said, your local police, they're there to enforce local city laws. And then you have your sheriffs, who are there to enforce constitutional law, because they're constitutional based officers and whatnot.
Right. And for so long, people did not understand that. They still don't understand it. They look at it as the cop is who I'm supposed to call, and that's who's going to save me. And it's just not that way. And I never felt that way, but so many people do.
Right.
So I was so happy to hear that the Atlanta Police Department made that statement. So maybe that'll open up some people eyes and let them see that you need to do what you need to do to protect yourself and your family.
You should have already done what you needed to do
Right.
for
Right.
the emergent situation to take place. That's what I meant when I said, hurricanes, floods, these kind of things. I have moved to a place that's on top of a hill. I'm far enough away from the coast. I am in an area not particularly prone to tornadoes. I'm outside
Mm-hmm.
of the general earthquake zones. I think I've covered my bases pretty well. I'm in a brick
Yeah.
house with a metal roof and lightning
Great
protection.
planning.
I mean, if anything gets past all of that, I feel like I've failed, but I've done the best I could, you know?
I understand completely. Yes, you covered all your bases. So, like you said,
That's all we can do. We can do by emergency preparedness, and that aspect is all we can do is do the best we can to provide safety and security for our families and the ones that we care for.
right. And I want people to take action now. Don't wait till something happens.
That's
It's
assuming you haven't already done it. You should have already done
Mhm.
Yes. But it's a lot of people who have not, and they're waiting for someone to come save them.
it. Oh, no.
Yeah. That's what they're waiting for, someone to save them. And I can't live like that.
I
I
never
can't.
could. I never could. I grew up in the middle of a swamp. My nearest neighbors were quite a distance away and typically weren't even at home.
Hmm.
When I called the cops, it might take them 45 minutes to figure out which part of the county I was in to come find me. No,
Exactly. Exactly.
black bears and stuff wandering across the porch, coming eating the cigarette butts out of the ashtray. Like, okay, all right, I'll stay at home today because I'm not going to get in the car right now. You know. Uh,
And
Right.
it's a select few that have that upbringing, you know what I mean? In small
Mhm.
towns, rural areas and whatnot, the majority of the populations are in these city centers. So they're raised in a environment where, you know, they're dependent on everything versus being
Yeah.
dependent on themselves. So you know, that's when they say if something truly bad happens, you know, 70+% of the population will perish is because of that fact, because they don't know what to do. They have no clue.
They don't. They really don't. And I feel like in my area where I live, I feel like I'm one of the very few that are prepared.
Mhm.
And others, they just live day by day and don't think about what could happen.
Say I could refer back to your statement just a few seconds ago in regards to people are waiting, and the problem with what is that some people won't wake up until something really bad happens,
Mhm.
and then they say, "Oh, you know, I need to get prepared." Just imagine if they were just came across a channel like yourself, mine, or anybody else's out
Mhm.
there that's willing to teach and educate folks out there. Uh, they wouldn't be in some of the situations that they're in.
Absolutely. That is right. Let's see. Let me greet some people that came in. Hey, Miss Teresa, we're always gardening prepping. How you doing? And GT Junior grows in Alaska. And Virginia Alexander said, hubby and I are senior citizens. I never thought I would get permit to carry, but in this day and age.
you don't even need that in Georgia. None of that. You just put it in your pocket and go about your business. And have you seen these weird attack ads that's been going on about making it easier for criminals to carry concealed? They were carrying concealed before. They
That's
were already criminals. I don't understand.
I agree 100%. Criminals, no matter gun laws, only restrict
Law.
law-abiding citizens.
Yes, sir.
it does. It really does. It really does. But the only thing that I do believe in is having your permit to be able to travel to a different state.
Okay, sure. If I'm going to another state
That's
with
the
my
only
and planning on traveling,
way.
uh,
Right.
I may be avoiding certain states. I mean,
Mm.
California is just out.
Oh, yeah.
Going,
California is out.
there's nothing there for me. Obviously,
Right.
they have plenty of
Absolutely.
Sasquatch. They don't need me.
Hey, Northern Girls Hobby. Thank you for coming today.
Hey, Bernie.
I appreciate you listening in.
That's
That's a great channel.
gotta love it, man.
Yes.
Sasquatch, are you in are you in Georgia as well, or are you out
Oh yeah,
Louisiana area?
about 2 hours south of Atlanta.
Okay.
Oh, you
In
in
the
Georgia?
general, yeah, in the general Milledgeville area.
You around the corner from me.
Not far.
You're, you're like 30 minutes from me.
I'm like I said, here this upcoming
Wow.
weekend, I'm gonna try to head to Atlanta to go meet ATL auditor. I was gonna make a day trip out of that. I'm meeting anybody willing to just to do the selfie, the high five or whatever, and maybe a
Mm-hmm.
little live stream at the same time, just to say we were actually people, not NPCs like people seem to think we are. Like I don't know why people think that way, but they seem to.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's good to know you are in Georgia.
Oh yeah, I'm not far either. Uh, I'm not exactly certain where you're at. Like I said, I'm just outside of Milledgeville. So.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
outside of Milledgeville. I'm on the other side of Milledgeville, so like I can get to Milledgeville within 30 minutes.
that's
Yeah.
about 20 minutes for me.
So you may be in my backyard.
He might be noisy.
Yeah. Hey, the real weekend warrior. Thank you for coming. Anyone that came in, please type triple threat in the comments so your link can be dropped so everyone can connect with you because is a lot of wonderful channels here today. So please connect with everyone, please. And Bailey's Guide and Service said he have plenty of defense items from training. I have and can do it. Absolutely. It's all Grady. Preparedness. You have to be prepared.
What's up, Deacon Prepper?
That's one of the reasons why I hated here that the Boy Scouts got taken out the way they did, because that was the motto of the Boy Scouts: preparedness first. It was the very first point on it. Be prepared, period. All the rest of it were ways to be prepared. But first, you must be prepared.
Right.
Great motto.
And they still have it, but not on the level that it used to be back in the days.
When I was a kid, the Boy Scouts would go out on 3-week camping safaris where they would meet up with people somewhere along the way and have one hot dog meal, right? Otherwise, they were fishing and foraging for their food and getting the badges. My town wasn't big enough to have an actual
right
Scouts. It was too small.
Yeah, it's truly a shame what's how they've been basically torn down and whatnot. And I get it. I get some of the things that happened and needed to be brought to light, but it was an outlet for the younger generation to at least get some of those skill sets and understand how to use them.
Yeah,
absolutely. And if you have the space, or even do it, if you even live in an apartment, you can still go out your door, show your children how to start a fire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do with my kids as well. We'll do camping in the backyard. We'll cook in the backyard. So that's just something that we enjoy doing, but is teaching them the importance of being prepared and knowing how to do. Yeah.
experience.
Exactly. Well, Triple Threat, I want to say thank you for letting me come on here. I'm trying to keep an eye on the time because I got to go run and get my daughter from school. And want to thank you for letting me come on and hang out with you for a bit. Sasquatch, nice meeting you as well. Truly appreciate it.
Much love.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you coming.
No problem. Anytime.
Valuable information too. So everyone, please connect with. Let me pull you up real quick. The Gray Man Prepping.
Oh yeah, I love his stuff. I do.
Yep,
I like
and
the whole
Robert
Gray Man concept
for you.
I appreciate that. But I will definitely catch up with you folks, on the rebound and whatnot. And again, I want everybody out there on your channel to have a blessed day and be safe out there.
You have a blessed day as well, and thank you once again for coming. I truly appreciate you.
My pleasure. Y'all take care.
You take care also. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And let me do some greetings. We have the Chicken Beak Mountain here today. How you doing? We have Rusty, bent but not broken. How you doing? And let's see who else came in. Solo Mobile Fan, Save Ukraine. Thank you for coming. Let's see who else. GT, did I see you, GT? Junior Grows in Alaska. Hello, AR Gun 1776. We have the chicken here. Rita's Roost. Hey, Bob 942. How you doing? Normally I see you up popping in.
I gotta say, man, I loved that game you were in. It was awesome. I don't think I ever actually beat it because I'm a total wuss, but I tried. Played it a lot.
Who not on for Bob?
Dragon Slayer.
Oh, okay. Hey, Gone with the Winleys. That's my fam there. You all please connect with Gone with the Winleys. I started following, it was one of the first couples I started following on YouTube that was in the preparedness community. And now they have adventured on with Gone with the Winleys.
Hey,
They have a second channel where they are doing full-time RVing, but they
Bernie.
still have their preparedness channel up called Peggy and Don. So everyone, please connect with Gone with the Winleys. They are wonderful.
And that is an excellent name. I firmly approve of typically short names, but in
Mhm.
that case, it fits. So a lot of people get on me because, like, well, I like my long name. I said, I understand, but it's very hard to remember Constitution, US, Georgia, Highway 14, News, now Houston. I mean, like whatever it is that they've decided to use. I'm like, come on,
Mhm.
2 words. You give me a 4 syllables tops.
Exactly. Exactly.
Minimum caps. That's one error I made with mine was capitalizing the A.
Mhm.
I shouldn't have done that because it's confusing and people have issues finding it. Somehow they remember the Asian part and then don't connect me to it.
Yeah. But yeah, the Gone with the Winleys is a couple who was really on the preparedness level, and that showed me a lot in how to be prepared. I love them so.
Well, it's pretty much
I
a
was
frame.
just talking with them with the vision preparedness. We was talking about them the other day. But what were you saying?
It's kind of a frame of mind. It has to do with risk mitigation and long term gratification rather than the immediate payout of something. Where
Right.
you go and you spend, $600 on something that you
Mhm.
hope to never, ever, ever use.
Right.
I mean, and if your life goes off without a hitch and you never use it, fine. But you've already done it. You've got it and don't need it. Right?
Absolutely.
That's how we prefer to be. It's just a frame of mind. You just have to think about life. I don't want to say correctly, but things go wrong. It is an imperfect world.
Exactly. And some people don't understand that. They don't. They really don't. Hey, Joseph Bishop Backwood Survival, how you doing today? Thank you for coming. I know I'm so late on greeting people. Hey, G Mama Grows. I just can't keep thinking about that corn you grew. Was it that glass emerald corn, something like that? This stuff looks fabulous. So everyone, please type triple threat in the chat so your link can be dropped. Gone with the Winley said during civil unrest, the police is there to protect the government. You right about that.
So
They
that
will
the
stand guard at certain buildings,
so that the
protect.
monetary function of government may continue unimpeded by any public unrest that takes place. I believe it's a quote, but I may have misquoted.
Right. And Vision Preparedness said correct. They protect the law. Yes.
Well, I wish that were true. I have a philosophy when it comes to police officers, cops in general, anyone who swears an oath. There's this old saying, and you hear it all the time. It's just a few bad apples. It's just a few bad apples. We could just clear out these bad apples and be fine. But that's not the way that saying goes. The
Right.
way that saying goes is one bad apple destroys the bunch. If a baker receives a barrel of apples and there is a single damaged apple in that bunch, he returns the
Mhm.
entire barrel. So when you say a cop is just a bad apple,
Mhm.
well, that's a whole barrel right there.
Right. Hey, Outdoors with Big Matt. Thank you for coming. And AR Gun 1776 said U.S. judge says law enforcement officers had no legal duty to protect Parkland students during mass shootings.
Which explains Uvalde perfectly.
Hmm.
Everybody got scared and they decided to protect the people outside while leaving the people inside. They're all people. If my children are in there and you get between me and them, we're gonna have a different outcome than what happened in Uvalde. You're gonna have to lock me up, and you're gonna have to do it immediately, because if you let me step away, I'm gonna Sasquatch out through the woods. It's gonna be fine. You won't even know anything happened till it's way too late.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel you on that.
'Cause I got family here, man. I'd be like, "Hey, somebody take care of this for a minute. I got something to do," and they'll make a ruckus.
Right, right. And I like the way you use your channel name in that. That fits perfectly.
Well, that's where I got the nickname. We I grew up in a swamp in the middle of nowhere, and
Uh-huh.
as a byproduct of simply having existed in that environment, I have a distinct knack of disappearing in foliage. I just think that.
It said disappeared in foliage.
I'm a hide and seek champion in the woodland, man. It's
That
unreal.
is too funny. Yes. But I love it though. I love it.
I nicknamed my brother Skunk Ape because you can smell him coming. That's not a
Right.
joke, that's a terrible fact of life.
Vision Preparedness said, when I moved to the country, first thing I did was seek out the county sheriffs and made friends.
Oh, yeah, no, my sheriff grew up down the road from me. He was, like, 4 miles away tops, like, my
Mhm.
whole life, and then I moved to town and he became sheriff. So when I started my YouTube channel, I went to my dad's birthday party, pulled him to the side, was like, "Hey, man, have you ever heard of swatting?" He's like, "What's that?" I was like, "Okay, check it out. I'm gonna be live streaming, and these people are gonna wanna do this thing, right? Don't
Mhm.
let it happen. You have my personal number. You can knock on my door. I don't care what's going on. I will immediately deal with it. Even if I am live, I'll bring them along with us. It'll be great." Hey,
Right.
hands in the dirt. I just seen him. He was in here. I seen him. Hey, brother.
Hands in the dirt. Hey, how you
That
doing,
was
hands in
not
the
too far away.
to go back. I got to go through here and do some more greetings. Always gardening and prepping said buckshot sure does take out big groups nicely.
It scatters them real good.
Hmm. And RG Arizona Homestead said law enforcement is there to keep order out of chaos.
Okay. If they're gonna harden schools more, won't that increase its resemblance to a prison? That's my concern with schools in general, is they look exactly like prison systems, and so when they get out of school, find out that the real world is not the way they thought it was, they
Mhm.
end up homeless, broke, and hungry, and they start robbing and stealing to try to support whatever habits they picked up while in school.
Right.
Right, suddenly you've got a straight
Right.
school to prison pipeline that's just built in. It even looks the same.
Exactly. Welcome, Deacon Prepper. How you doing? Welcome to my channel. I'm not sure if I seen you on mine, but I think I heard you on somebody else's. Hey, Planet Garden TV. How you doing? Bernave Sanchez. Welcome to my channel. Oh, sorry about that.
Hands in the dirt's right. Cops are generally, taken from a driven and order-driven part of the population. They have to take a whole, like, weird battery of tests that prove that they can sit through mind-numbing boredness and not quit, and that's not generally the most intelligent part of the population. They're order followers. They look
Mhm.
for order followers to make cops. In bigger cities. In smaller towns, it's whoever's most driven to become a cop, you know?
And Joseph Bishop Backwoods Survival said law enforcement are a money making business. They can and will violate you over minor stuff that ends up becoming major problems for you.
But the cop never has to deal with it because it's just part of the system.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why I got so attached to, ATL Auditor's channel.
Mm-hmm.
He is a relatively local to us, and he is going head to head with the Cobb County school system about some rather unsavory behaviors that he became aware of. And so he
Mm-hmm.
has documented every interaction he's had since the second interaction. He was, oh, how do you put it? He was retroactively trespassed from a school meeting, meaning that after he left, they wrote up the trespass order and filed it, but never told him. So that the next time he showed up, he was immediately trespassed. And
Mm.
that's direct violation of like all kinds.
Right. Right. Let's see. We got Wally here. Thank you for coming. And David, thank you for coming. And Joseph Bishop Backwood Survivor said, "Watch We the People YouTube channel. Watch We the People." Okay. I'm gonna have to look them up.
I don't get notifications from them. I've been subscribed for I don't know how long.
Right.
You got to go to their channel and look. I don't know what they did. They don't.
And,
They get no help and no love.
right. And Carbon Q said, "Look at 911. So many departments was directed to one location. Depending on the situation, you will not be the priority. Something or someone else will be your own first responder."
Exactly.
Exactly. Yep. And AR Gun 1776 stated in 1981, Warren versus District of Columbia, the DC Courts of Appeals ruled police officers had a general duty to protect the public, but had no specific legal duty to individuals.
Right.
Right.
Theoretically, that's supposed to pan out to a greater good concept, but usually it calls out to an officer safety idea.
Right.
It doesn't go the way the writers intended for it to go. It goes the way the cops intend to interpret it.
Absolutely.
You know, I've interviewed an awful lot of auditors, right? Like,
You have.
yes, man.
I wish one day I can do that.
Auditors, cop watchers, and auditors, and legal beagles of various
Mhm.
descriptions. Yeah.
Hey, Raquel with Cottonwood Ranch. How you doing? And thank you for coming today. And Deacon Prepper said, "I was told you don't call the cops until you make sure the dead bodies are inside the house."
You finish the paperwork with the cops. Cops don't need to show up until there's nothing but paperwork left to do. And you call the cops, and they call other people that actually do the work. Cops don't do nothing but stand there and make notes. That's it.
Absolutely. And White Shoulders Farmstead said, "People often are blind to danger until it is staring them in the face, unfortunately." Right. Some people think that nothing will happen.
Well, something will always happen eventually. No one's survival goes into infinity. If it's stretched out on a long enough timeline, everyone dies. And that will
Mhm.
be an emergent situation 83% of the time. Very few of us actually die alone in our beds in our sleep.
Right.
Most of us end up strolling across a field next to an interstate somewhere. I mean, quite honestly. I mean, I hate to be morbid, but it's
It's true.
a fact of life.
It is. It
And that's
really
yet
is.
another thing you could prepare for because it is inevitable.
Joseph Bishop Backwood Survival said, "Cops go to school for 6 to 9 weeks. The major don't know the law, they enforce policy, and will violate your constitutional rights in a half a heartbeat. They have qualified immunity, so they don't care."
Right. Exactly. They go to a class where they learn specifically how to violate an individual's right and how to control a crowd in the event that the rest of the public disagrees
Mhm.
with the violation of those rights. Even a legal arrest, when you're breaking the law, is a physical violation of your human rights. Just because you're breaking the law doesn't make you any less human. It just means you've operated outside of accepted norms.
Mhm.
And that is a violation of their human rights. And so, okay, fine, we have to do something. Doesn't seem to be working.
It's not. Always guarding and prepping saying, "Be able to protect yourself and don't expect someone else to do it. You are your own protector." David Corey Crop said, "Police can't do anything to people on governmental property. Has to be the sheriff."
Well, that depends on specifically what property you end up on. If you're on a national park, you've got to get a hold of like a park ranger or game warden or somebody like that. It's got to be federal.
Mhm.
If you're on, especially a federal park, state parks, you've got to find a state official or a federal official. But when it comes to like local on the street type stuff,
Mhm.
99% of property is private in some way, shape, form, or fashion, unless you are specifically standing on a publicly allocated right of way. Pretty much end of story. There are various exceptions for things like city halls and lobbies and stuff like that, but even then, in most cases, that property is owned by an individual somewhere and is leased to government use. It's a gray area.
It is. It really is.
That's why I support auditors and cop watchers and stuff so hard.
Mhm.
These people are on the very front lines of some of our most critical questions in our country. Things like the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, the cameras, the police accountability, transparency, all of this stuff. This is their bread and butter. This is what they do. They request records, they request body cam footage, and they get denied constantly. And they go about it a different way, and they change their tactics, and they try again, and they call other auditors who show up and do the same thing they were doing to prove you can't arrest us all.
Right.
So things like constitutional carry happen so that certain questions are no longer even asked.
Absolutely. That is so true. That is so true. Yeah. Bernabe Sanchez said the truth is when seconds count, police are minutes away.
I'm across the street from my police department. I'm not calling them. I can bounce a tennis ball off of it. I'm not even joking. I'll call the fire department. I'll call the ambulance if I need 'em. I don't need cops in my life.
Right.
I'm not. I don't. I no longer break the law. I'm no longer a hoodlum. I'm retired, and I'm a law-abiding citizen, and they can keep their distance. Thank you.
Absolutely. How you doing, Yaya's best life? Thank you for coming. And CNC Farm is here. Good afternoon to you. His vision preparedness said correct. The masses have no clue. Hey
So
there,
what,
Storms, Radios, and Cats. How you doing?
so what happens when that silent majority that we hear about, because a lot of people just don't care about politics at all. They just go on with their normal life and don't care. What happens when something drags them into the fray? When someone comes after their kids and suddenly they care.
Mhm. That's
That
true.
is the next
Right,
thing.
right. That is so true. Until something face them or personally affects them, that's when they all in.
Yep.
And GT Junior Groves said, "Don't need it here in Alaska." What is that, GT? Um,
Well, I imagine he's a couple of hours from the nearest responding officer. I mean, that's very lightly trod ground up there.
hey, A Fishes in Lowe's Life. Thank you for coming here today. And Runneth Over Garden Life said, that makes me scratch my head. Government is trying to get rid of our arms, yet police isn't here to protect us. If our arms are taken, how are we to protect ourselves?
Okay, exactly. Defund the police and turn in your guns.
Nope,
Just nope.
not at
Awful boating accident. I lost all of my guns in the lake somewhere near the dam. When y'all drain it, we can go get them.
all.
See exactly where they're at.
That was about to make me do one of the Whitney Houston things. Heck to the no, no.
No. No, no, no.
Thank you for coming, Wiley. Wiley, I mean. And White Shoulders Farmstead said not all states accept those. And AR Gun 1776 said it's an individual responsibility to be prepared to protect yourself.
Yep.
It sure is. Hey Sheena, Keto Vor Life. How you doing, sweetie? Let's see if anyone else came in.
Bing bong bing.
Joseph Bishop Backwood said, look at all the shootings that happened in Chicago, one of the most gun restricted cities in the world.
In fact, if you go and look at the statistics of these pew pew incidents, you'll find that people are uh, criminals tend to target places where guns are restricted.
Mhm.
So they know when they go into that area, there will be no one else there armed.
Right. Absolutely. That is true. And that's scary that people are actually sitting there plotting. Virginia Alexander said Pennsylvania permit doesn't allow us in neighboring states. Mm,
There's no reciprocity.
yeah.
That's one of the cool things about Georgia is we practice reciprocity with just about every other state. So if you manage to be in
Mm,
Atlanta and get a permit, good luck. But I mean, if you manage to do it when we had permits going, they would transfer to California and just about anywhere else. I don't know if they will anymore since it's constitutional carry. I don't think that they are permitted to issue permits anymore
mhm.
at all, which is a beautiful thing.
Right. AR gun 1776. You in Georgia too? Oh my goodness.
We got a whole crowd in here.
Yes.
I'm right in the middle of Georgia too, man. Ain't none of y'all but about hour and a half away.
Right, right. It's a lot of others in the garden community as well
Yeah.
that's here in Georgia.
Well, I
Like
got an aquaponics system in my backyard, but I don't use it for content. I just I don't know. It seems like a lot more extra work to set up a camera, and it's always raining, so
Yeah.
my camera fogs up immediately. Welcome to Georgia. Just
Yes, it rained. It's been raining here quite a bit. Yeah. Hey, Jessica Garcia, thank you for coming.
Swiss
I
Miss.
appreciate you.
Thanks for coming by. Yeah, if
Oh,
I used Nightbot the way
Jerry.
you did, she would lead a revolt on my channel and come after me with like torches and pitchforks and stuff. She's my primary mod, Swiss Miss.
Who is it, Jessica?
No, Swiss Miss.
Swiss
In the
Miss.
chat. She just showed up, and I
Oh, okay.
got Nightbot set up, but I'm pretty sure if I was tempted to use it, she'd lead a revolt on my whole server. She'd just take it over.
Hey, Bandit with Arthur Butler, thank you for coming. And he said, be prepared. Absolutely. You always need to be prepared. Even if you take a short trip to another city, 45 minutes away, be prepared. Always Gardening and Prepping said they have done an amazing job dumbing down the generations. They sure have.
Nightbot. It'd make everything easier, Swiss. But all right.
Always Gardening and Prepping said first you have to break their addictions to games and their phones. Right.
They'd have to look up first.
Right.
I
Deacon
think
Prepper.
I think the cell phone has become the modern bread and circuses. You can do anything you want as long as you keep the masses entertained. And are
Mhm.
you not entertained?
Exactly.
Cool.
Deacon Prepper said, I start a fire under my boys' butt every time they leave the house. Thank you for coming, Fishes and Loaves Life. I appreciate all your support. And our new land said, from early on to my kids, I would take them over to the scrap pile of wood and metal and challenge them to make something useful of the junk. It helped to give them help them and figure out a mindset. Right. That's something that that is very beneficial.
Mhm.
Going to a scrap pile of wood and metal. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. I like that.
That's what we did every time we had well problems. Go to a scrap
Mhm.
pile and fix it.
Yeah, just imagine what all you can do with that.
It's 45 minutes to the nearest store. Might not have gas to make it.
Right, right.
Go to the scrap pile and fix it. Or
Exactly. Hey, Dragon Slayer, thank you for coming. Um, are you sub to the channel? Because I created this, I think I did it Sunday for this live today. I created it Sunday. And sometimes YouTube don't notify people. But I'm glad you're here, though.
It seems to do a percentage immediately, and depending on how many people respond to that initial notification, it sends out more notifications based off the percentage that responds. So you can have a completely dead show with no notifications, and the next day have a huge show where it just feeds off itself, and the notifications go out to everybody. It's weird. Very
Yes, it is very weird. Very weird. Hey, TLC in the garden. How you doing? So glad you was able to make it. Hey, Northern Girls Hobby. I'm glad you're still here listening in. Make sure you all type triple threat to have your links drop, please. Let me drop something. Northern Girls Hobbies channel link. Anyone have any questions on anything? Those in the chat, just type that so I can review those. Sorry, I'm typing. You probably can hear it.
It's not that loud.
Okay. Hey, African Dreaming, how you doing? I haven't really seen you in the YouTube streets lately.
Been in here the whole time.
I really appreciate that, family. Well, thank you for coming, Deacon Prepper. I appreciate that. And you stay safe, and blessings to you as well. What is this thing doing? It's like StreamYard, I see people names, but the messages disappeared.
Look, it's like this. I'll have streams sometimes where it'll say I have 2 people in chat, and I might have 30 people talking, and turn around the very next one, it'll say I have 15 people, and there's not a message coming in at all. I don't know if it's because
Right.
some people are blocked, some people are throttled or whatever, I don't know. But sometimes comments show up in YouTube that don't show up on StreamYards and vice versa.
Right. It's throwing me off.
It's weird. I know I keep saying that, but it's very strange to me.
Very strange. And some people say could be the topic you're discussing.
But I mean, if they want to try to pull that on my channel, they've got to figure out which one of y'all it is doing bad stuff. Because it's not me. I'm not actually doing anything. I just invite people on to explain their content. So
Right. Running Over Gardening Life said, if you can, please share out this platform. Help get the word out on preparedness. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Runneth Over and Garden. Runneth Over Gardening Life. I'm not sure if anyone else new came in, but I want to greet everyone. Thank you for coming, Miss Virginia Alexander. I appreciate you coming and showing support. Oh, we got my fly family in here. I am late greeting you. How you doing today? We got Spooning in Sunshine Homestead. How you doing, fam? Have you dropped your channel link yet by typing triple threat? Her and her husband are in the law enforcement field as well. They have a lot of knowledge on being prepared.
Swiss Miss is asking you exactly what your channel's about. It's pretty eclectic. It is.
I don't see them.
Go ahead.
I don't see their channel on here. Let me see. Hey, Hedgehog Homestead. Thank you for coming, Laura. And we got Garden State Gardener. Thank you for coming as well. Let me catch up because I am behind. And this thing keep fluctuating. Hey, fat guy with guns. How you doing?
Sometimes you just have to cut your losses and go to the bottom and just hope nobody judges you too hard.
Yes, after the stream is over, I have to go through and see who's here, and then I try to go to their channel and comment. Yeah, because this stuff be moving quick. Yeah, everyone connect with each other by having Nightbot drop your link by typing triple threat. Yeah, bam it with Arthur Butler. I really appreciate you being here. And always Gardner said most police are control freaks in one way or another. Yes. Yeah. Hey, Southern Blessed Homestead. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. I really do. Let's see who else. Gail Southern Living. Hey, Gail. Thank you for coming. Burnaby Sanchez said, bad cops get good cops in trouble, make the public uneasy. We have too much of disconnect with law enforcement because of bad cops.
Well, that's not incorrect. The good cops aren't so good because they're perfectly aware of what the bad cops are actually doing, and they're not currently cleaning out the system. Remember that whole bad apples conversation we had earlier?
Yeah,
Right. They are also culpable.
exactly. Yes, Urban Garden Chronicle. That was funny. Disappearing in the foliage. I'm gonna be using that one. Hey, hands in the dirt. I know they say you was here, but I'm way behind. Way behind. Hey, we got Rip Curl Readiness in the house. Thank you so much for sharing my channel out. I appreciate that. Good to see you back again. And Dragon Slayer said, I know in Florida after Parkland happened, Grady Judd wrote up a plan to harden the schools here. And now it's state law. We have both teachers and cops armed to the teeth. It is here as well. It sure
I
is.
feel much better knowing that my sister might be armed. I swear to God, that woman is ungodly accurate. So
Right. Right. I tell my kids, hey, I know they have an armed officer on duty there 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but during school hours. But I tell them, hey, mama be coming jumping through them glass windows and doors some kind of way.
that's part of my concern with the quote unquote hardening of schools. You
Mhm.
know, those reinforced wire glass windows you can't jump through. And just because you put a hole in it don't mean you can go through it either. Them
True.
holes ain't but that big.
That's
So
true.
exactly how hardened are we talking about? So hardened that they can't escape?
Right.
Or
Not all of them have that on it though.
not
Not
all of them.
goodness.
A lot of the new ones do though.
Yeah, their school is not
Ones are
that,
newer.
yeah, new. And Spooning with Sunshine Homestead said that bad apple theory is interesting. I know when I was in the field, I recognized a bad apple in our bunch. It was not ignored because I saw it as it meaning I condone it and I wasn't having it. Exactly. Just like he was saying.
Mm,
Yep. I'm so glad to have someone like you on the force.
exactly. But a good apple in the bunch doesn't fix even one bad apple
Right.
unless they follow through completely. And I'm
Ex-
not judging anybody. I give my ID over if I'm in a strange location. I look creepy. People get upset when I show up in places because I'll wear a long trench coat and I look like the creeper. I can understand. I don't judge them too harshly for this,
Yeah.
right? So when situations go a little weird, I typically give up my ID immediately. However, I do
Mhm.
not answer questions.
Right.
If I'm doing anything that might look remotely shady, fine. If I'm just
Mhm.
standing on a street nope, I don't have an ID. I'm not a person. You can leave. I'm not breaking the law, and I'm not bothering nobody. Y'all go away.
Absolutely. Hey, the Stock Explorer, how you doing? I appreciate you coming.
Look at me. I'm 6'2" and 200 pounds. If I happen, and I'm very light footed. I don't make a whole bunch of noise. I don't.
That
I mean, I
that
don't
is
stomp around
so
houses.
interesting.
I tend to creep people out when I show up because A, they don't expect me to be that big, and then B, they don't expect me to move around that quiet.
Mhm. They talking about some rock salt. I think I saw Sheeta say something about the rock salt.
Here's the funny
Rock
thing
salt.
about the rock salt thing. If you start shooting people with rock salt, that is assault with a maybe less than lethal weapon. I think it would still fall under assault with a firearm. So that would be assault with a deadly weapon. You might be tying yourself onto a whole list of charges you don't want nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Because there's a survivor. That's the messed up part. If that same situation were to take place and that individual were killed by that gunfire, it would be less legally entangling.
Mhm.
It would come down to a question of whether or not it was justified or defensive or however that went. But when you blast somebody with rock salt, that's kind of like a warning shot. There's no such thing.
Right. I
That's
can see
assault,
that.
possibly with chemical, possibly with deadly weapon.
TLC in the garden says schools are close to prisons here. That's
Yeah.
scary to me.
Yeah.
All doors are locked, but main door in the morning, bag searched, and you go through metal detectors.
Mhm.
And Dragon Slayer said, no, not in Florida. Most people don't know about it. Our schools also teach a completely different curriculum. We teach civics as well as other classes other states don't teach.
Right. Civics got removed from an awful lot of schools back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was a
Mhm,
horrendous step by the school systems. It basically takes the concept of self-governance out of the schools.
mhm,
Horrible idea.
right. AR Gun 1776 said the schools should have access to AR-15s on premises. They need to do away with gun-free zones.
Completely.
Yes, same here.
Completely.
Right. Hey, Miss V, this is who you was talking about.
Miss Swizz Miss.
Oh, okay. Miss V. Well, thank you, Miss V, for being here. You're new to my channel as well. Well, I appreciate you coming, Miss Laura with Hedgehog's Homestead.
An armed society is a polite society. That's Heinlein.
Hello, the Jacobs Triangle Homestead. How you doing? Spooning in Sunshine Homestead said, I love the audit, but I believe that all cops shouldn't be grouped in with the bad ones. I mean, there are still good cops out there,
There
people.
are, and I fully support good cops. I more so support great cops.
Right.
Cops that are not completely terrorized by a camera in public are the cops that I support. The ones that decide they wanna stop you from filming just because you have a camera, these are bad cops. You don't have to wonder, you don't have to guess. They wanna hide what they're doing. They feel like they have a private life when they are on public duty. Wrong.
Right. Exactly. And Runneth Over in Garden Life said, we need more people like that. Sad to say that they would do everything to shut people up that stir the pot. Right. They do a lot of that. They do a lot of that. I've heard they have harassed people out of the state where they actually just leave their long time job in law enforcement due to that because that one person blew the whistle.
Well, it's all the good old boys club, around at least in Georgia, around here locally, even up into Atlanta. If you look at the people who are officers and compare that to the list of people who are teachers, you will find that officers marry teachers and later go into politics. That's just the way it works around here.
Yeah.
So these two groups sit in their own little private bubbles where they go out and picnic with each other and they go to the police dance and they go to the teacher's ball and they do all that stuff
Mhm.
together. And they only ever come out to get fish and chips. So they won't actually know what's going on.
Right.
There's the disconnect right there. It's a government-funded family by government-funded policies with government-funded food, and they say they pay taxes. I
Right.
don't understand. Didn't they get paid by our taxes? And yet they pay taxes. Okay. It doesn't matter that you're getting just as screwed as the rest of us. You're
Mhm.
helping with the screwing. That's the issue I have here.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Randy, for still listening in. I appreciate you. I know you're on the road, but you left me behind though. Vision Preparedness said, as Triple T says, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Right.
Hey, Bearded Eagle, thank you for coming. AR Guns 1776 said the Gun Free School Zone Act of 1990 was passed as part of a suite of legislation that Biden sponsored, known as the Crime Bill.
And they did more for putting people in jail than any particular administration before or since. It also involved stricter gun regulation, stricter drug regulation, stricter drug sentencing, looser definition of drug policy so that it could be implemented on a wider group of peoples. So
Mhm.
the idea that you're in a crime-rich neighborhood is all the excuse they needed for a while to do a full-on shakedown, pat down, and turn out your pockets.
Right. Well, thank you for coming, Joseph. I guess your daughter gonna win that tonight. Spooning in with Sunshine Homestead said most people nowadays bash cops until they need them.
Right. No, I don't have anything negative against cops. I
Yeah,
have something against bad cops.
yeah, but I don't have
People
anything. I love cops, that's my feel. But I just, like the topic is 911 is not going to be there to save you. It's not the cop's job to come protect you when you are in danger.
That's true. And the crime bill was detrimental to various population groups, specifically the poor, irrespective of any other classification. If you were poor
Mhm.
and came across a file of this particular bill, you'd end up in jail until you can pay your way out. That's
Right.
essentially a debtor's prison.
Hmm. Happy Mac said qualified immunity and not being made to protect folks. I'm thinking not nice though. Not nice thoughts. Vision Preparedness said, yep, skills and skills. And Sheena, Ketovore Life says, stay prepared, but keep it to yourself for your safety. You don't want to be a target.
It's kind of
That
hard
is
to have a
true.
YouTube channel based on preparedness and remain secret about it. Why I base my YouTube channel on interviewing other people that are at least moderately like-minded. I can't talk to crazy folks.
Hey, Bethy, how you doing today? Thank you for coming, sweetie. Yeah, I think they do need more training.
Definitely. I think the training should be continuous, and if it's going to be a career choice and you're not just gonna be there for a couple of years, you should have to continue both your firearm and I don't mean improving your skills to get more money, I mean maintaining your training level on
Mhm.
interactions with the public, filming, actual laws, your civic responsibilities as a sheriff or a cop or a deputy. Because
Right,
here it's all the same basically. The sheriffs are all deputized for the city is all deputized for the county is all deputized for the city. It's just it doesn't matter who pulls you over. There's no jurisdiction debate.
Rip Curl Reading It said, what are your feelings on all the ATF unconstitutional visit to the Americans who have purchased multiple firearms at one time, or all these FRT and solvent traps and in
Mhm.
even just
As a last gasp of a dying organism,
yeah,
it will now firmly offend absolutely every American gun owner, law-abiding citizen, or otherwise right-minded individual, and it will
right,
cease to exist soon because they're gonna arm their IRS agents and drop the ATF. They're gonna make this a fiscal battle and not a legal battle. You will not be able to afford to own firearms because they will make it so difficult to purchase that it becomes a non-entity. That's the plan. I could be wrong.
You summed it up. Right. Yeah. I don't want to get too far into it, but yeah,
It all comes down to money, always.
it,
Every
it
law that's
is.
ever been passed came down to
It is.
directing money in a certain direction. These are no different.
Right. Right.
Or
Yeah.
raw power. That's the other side of it. Because as long as we have a gun behind every single blade of grass in America, we will never be destroyed from the outside. It will be an interior inside job by inside machinations.
Mhm.
That's what will undo us. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Joseph Bishop Backwoods said, "You also don't have to help a cop in their investigation. If he asks you a question, you don't have to say anything more. You say the more chance that he's going to violate, you remain silent." That's right.
Now listen, I may have the right to remain silent, but if you ever heard my mouth get going, I don't have the ability, but I don't have to tell them anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we can talk about the goat I never had who ate the plums I never grew all afternoon. It'll be fine.
Right. Hey, Chuck. How you doing? Life with Blenda and Chuck. I'm so glad you was able to make it. Oh, thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. Exactly, Bearded Eagle. Hey, Starduster. Thank you for coming in. I know it's late with me greeting everyone, but I truly appreciate you coming in. We got Susan's Ramblings. Thank you for coming in as well. That is true, Joseph. It's better to be visited in prison than in a cemetery.
Yeah,
But I don't want neither, though.
I would much rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6, you know.
Right, right.
But you know where that line falls in Georgia, right? It is
Well,
firmly on your threshold. Anything outside of your home is a debatable point. Can
right.
fall under legal uh, obfuscation. Like for instance, locally where I'm at, we are in a bird sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
If I discharge a firearm for any reason in my yard or in the greater city that I'm in, that is a felony. For
True.
any reason, I am charged with a felony for self-defense if I discharge a firearm. Period. As soon
Mm-hmm.
as they prove that I had a legitimate reason to do it, those things drop. But initially, you're charged with a felony right out the gate.
Right.
Now, if it happens inside my structure, across my threshold, that might be a totally different equation because I'm not sure that falls inside of the county. That's in Raymond land, baby. That's my house, you know, and that castle doctrine ain't no joke. It lays a very firm line on your threshold.
Let me greet some people. We have Sarah Cosmic. We Arch in the house. We also have New Jersey Fishing Maniac.
Mhm.
Thank you for coming. Mr. MT Homestead in the house. How you doing? He's with MT Homestead. He's another one of my first supporters here. Y'all drop triple threat in the comment section for your link to be dropped so everyone can connect with you and enjoy the fabulous content that I enjoy daily. Welcome, Black Point Dexter. Thank you for coming here today. I had to get my phone so I can see. Let's see who else came in. Swiss Miss. Hello, Swiss Miss. Thank you for coming in. I finally made it to get to see you in Arkansas's whoop ass. Thank you for coming today. I appreciate that. And Gina versus Gina. How you doing, sweetie? I just got finished watching her video before I came on with her canning some pickled peppers. So you all please go over and check out Gina versus Gina. Let's see. Off the wall prepper. Where you at? How
Right.
you doing today? We got Candy Do That Watson. Thank you. Please, Candy Do That Watson. Please send ghosts. How you doing? Thank you for coming. We got Makeup Mom and Sons. Thank you for coming in here today. Let's see who else is in here. That's why I see people working with their phone and their.
Well, some things show up on phones, some show up in StreamYard. Sometimes I'll come in as a guest on my own StreamYard. So I have
Mhm.
2 sets of the comments coming up because some of them come to my YouTube, which I put on the screen, and some of them come to my phone in StreamYards, but not to my laptop. I don't understand it. It's very
Mhm.
weird.
Yeah. Let's see if we have anyone else.
Black Guns and Gardens.
Oh, hey, Black Guns and Gardens. Thank you for coming in here today, showing support. Swiss Miss said, just say no to Nightbot.
She's the one that's gonna take over my channel if I try to use Nightbot.
Oh, for real.
She's pretty much my main mod. Um, if she douches you out, I'm not undoing it.
Hey, Coy, thank you for coming back. I
Gotta ask,
appreciate that.
gotta ask, Coy, is that short for McCoy by chance? Maybe. I don't know. I've heard it before.
AR Gun 1776 said electricity has rates have went up 40% this past year in California. Do we want that for America?
Negative.
Negative.
Nuclear solve all of that. Yep. And it's not nearly as nasty as it was 50 years ago.
And Bethy said, I taught my kids to always look for exits and be aware of their surroundings. I was telling my daughter that I teach them that all the time, but we was at a doctor's office yesterday and they have a TV on the opposite wall of the entrance and they have the chairs facing the TV. And I told her, never sit in those chairs with your back to that door. But that's a very uncomfortable situation. And so you always want to have your eyes focused on that door at all times. So that's what I try to tell my kids in every situation or any dealings we have out in public. I try to tell them while we out in public so they can actually see what I'm talking about. So that's something that you all can teach your kids as well. Thank you so much, Sarah Cosmic Weach. I appreciate that. And you have a wonderful night. That's right. Take care, everyone, and stay armed. Dragon Slayer said that his phone keep ringing. People trying to sell him Medicare. YouTube would be very intimidated by a channel like Tarsha's given the culture at Google. I worked there for 2 years. That's true. Let's see. Burnaby Sanchez said, if California is the blueprint for America, we are in trouble. AR Gun 1776. Hey, Moon Sprout. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you being here. And we got What the Flock in the house. How you doing? All right, African Dreaming. I appreciate you coming. If you can make it back before I end, thank you. If you can, I understand. We got Fallen Skies Homesteading and Preparedness channel. Welcome. Thank you for coming as well. Let's see who else may have came in so I can speak. Rip Curl Readiness said, what is all your favorite carries? Mine is Glock.
Makarov.
What is yours?
Makarov.
I couldn't hold it. Say that one. Ouch.
Makarov, a Russian sidearm that was issued with the AK.
Okay.
Comes in 9mm parabellum.
Okay, I haven't heard of that one. I just dropped my phone on my foot. That was painful. I'm sorry, I'm screaming up here. Vision Preparedness is here. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Greetings and salutations.
Salutations. How is everybody doing today?
I'm doing good.
I'm downright groove-alicious.
Um, I wanted to let rip curl readiness. Like I love Glocks. Glock 19 is mainly my
Yep.
carry, my
Yep.
full size carry, but my conceal carry be mainly the 43X or the Glock 26.
My everyday carry is a Glock 19,
You can't
period.
go wrong with the Glock 19.
And my backup is a Ruger P34.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how you doing today?
I'm good.
That's
It's a
good.
beautiful day here in Ohio. The sun's out. It rained this morning. I'm just killing time.
Rip Curl
Mhm.
said he has a 3-barrel shotgun that is named Triple Threat.
I saw that.
I know that's right.
Yeah, that is nice.
It's sing,
Yep.
dance, and prep.
Yep. How are you, Black Poindexter? I see you. There's my man right there. There's my man.
Hey there, how y'all doing?
Doing good. How you doing today?
I'm all right. Just living it. I'm doing well. Just living the life. Um,
That's
it's
good.
it's very beautiful here. Oh my goodness, the sun is
Awesome.
showing out today, so I'm happy with Alaska today.
That's awesome. That
That's a
is
good
awesome.
thing.
That's right, Bearded Eagle. That's right. I tell
Since I
my
work
kids
from
I'm
home.
only a text away.
Yeah.
Just let me know and I'm there.
I'm with you, Bearded Eagle, and I told my son, unless there's an active shooter, you get out the building. Period.
Right.
And you go home. You make it to your car and you go home immediately.
Yes. And
Right.
we will settle all questions and issues after you
Correct.
walk into my house.
Correct, rep. After I lay
I'll
eyes on you,
everybody
then we
straighten out.
talk about whatever. I'm with
I'll
you.
call my lawyer and straighten it right out. That's
Yes,
what will happen.
but right, because if I have to roll up in there,
It's
I'm
gonna
not
be-
asking, can I go in? I'm going in.
I'm going in. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. The Swiss Miss, I get the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, I hear it all the time. But you never know.
But when you know, you know, you know.
Right.
Like when they show up with that Fed starter kit with the watch, the khaki shorts, the Oakley sunglasses. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about? That freaking it's a Fed.
exactly.
He was shopping with other Feds. They ordered it all from the same catalog.
Right.
Oh Lord. No.
Always Garden Prepping says she walk up on people a whole lot and love doing it.
Yep.
Rip Curl Readiness said PSA is running a great deal on a good $409 for their 9mm dagger with suppressor height sights, MOS cut threaded barrel, nice range bag, 5 to 27 round mags, and 5 to 15 round mags. It's basically a Glock clone.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Stardust just said, I used to send my son to school with a multitude. I didn't care. He had something if needed. I'm the same way. I'd be like, man.
Oh yeah,
I
my
want
son. I put together a VFAC kit and a get home bag and put it in the back of his Jeep. I said, you leave it there unless you need it. Other than that, don't touch it.
right.
Yep.
A Bearded Eagle say AR-15s are the quintessential modern firearm. There should be at least one in every school. They need to go in and put me at the post because I stay up there. As long as I got my AR-15 in my hand, I'll be happy.
Just stick it under the desk. I mean, they do it in bars all over the country.
Right.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, would you roll in on a school if you knew for a fact that every single teacher in there was armed to the teeth? No. Wouldn't even cross your mind.
But the lady,
I'm not sure if I would even arm teachers.
I guess it depends on the
I'm not. Right. That's the thing. You know.
Yep.
I'd rather have. What do they call them? Resource officers in the school.
Yes, sir.
Right. Every school should have 2 resource officers. Period. And that's it.
and
That's their job.
But what if they're morons?
My kids' school have just one officer, or that elementary school, which one is not enough. And plus, it's a little petite female. I know you just can't sum nobody up by being petite, but hey, come on now.
I was just fixing to say, if you go look at school resource officers, you will find that they are not exactly the cream of the crop. They are typically within a few years of retirement, or too small, or not actually educated in the way they're supposed to be.
And see that's the difference. Up here in Ohio, at least in my son's school district, all the resource officers are either active police or retired police.
I might go for
and they're all licensed and they all carry.
Right. Yep. Thank you for coming, Barry. Lisa in Moonsprout said Texas is like Florida, I believe. We homeschool, so I may be mistaken, but I've always been told the Texas public school system is about 10 years behind in the wokeism department. That's a shame.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that is a shame.
Yeah, Stardust 2 said, I concur. We're glad you out there meeting.
Yes, so am I. I've been working hard all freaking day. I'm like, really? Okay. What's going on with you, GT?
She preferred.
All right, how you doing?
Good.
Because of the rides.
What's on the agenda for today up there in the outer lands?
I smashed my fingers yesterday trying to do what was I doing? I was doing something with the garage door, and just thinking I was quick. I smashed them 2 puppies. Oh my goodness! I called my wife's name. I'm pretty sure everybody on that street know her name now. And that's right. And you know, I have videos all over my properties. So what happened was, you can hear in the video, I said, please help me, baby. While she got closer, can you help me? My fingers hurt. She said, do they really hurt? I said, baby, I can't feel them. And then we tried to pick it up or whatever, and it wouldn't work. So I had to actually let it down a little bit so it could smash my finger a little bit more so that it can go up and release it. Yeah. And they sore, they're tender.
You didn't break anything. You didn't break anything, did you?
I don't know. I know they like the feeling is not all the way there, but I keep rubbing them and putting them on my face and stuff, just trying to get the circulation.
Put them in ice. Put them in ice. Put them in ice, and just sit there and watch TV and just put them in a bowl of ice for about 20 minutes.
That's all I can give it, because my wife she was like, maybe you should just stop now. I said no. So we started, because we was laughing about it, because she said, oh, because it's just who I am. I'm a silly guy. So
that's okay.
Yeah, so we laughed about it, and she said, "Well, you probably should just sit down and watch TV now." I said, "I can't." So I continued to build the chicken run. Who's that?
African Dreaming. Hold on one second, African Dreaming. Not for nothing, Homestead. If you're still in here, that first panelist was Gray Man Prepping. I put his link again a few seconds ago down in the comments section. So if anyone want to know who that first panelist was, it was Gray Man Prepping, and his link is in the comment section.
He's
How you doing,
good.
African Dreaming?
So with your African dreaming?
I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm laughing at you, GT.
And with the crazy part about it
Tarsha,
is,
go ahead.
the crazy part about it is, I knew that it would smash my finger if I'd left it there, and I thought I was just quick enough. I was like, yeah, I can move it real quick. It smashed my finger so fast. But yeah, so today I got to finish painting and a couple of other things that I need to do. Get ready. I already called 811 to get some to make sure when I dig that everything is okay. So that's basically what's going on, Mr. Trent.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I appreciate you
Tarsha,
coming.
do you have any classes? You got any classes coming up, Tarsha?
Not at the moment. Hold on one second. I appreciate you coming, Caucasian Sasquatch. I truly appreciate you.
Yeah, I just got a
A lot of valuable information.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's
Thank
good to meet
you.
all of y'all too.
And don't be a stranger. You can come back again.
I tend to
Right,
learn.
nice to meet
I'm
you, man.
editing. I just turn live streams on, and I might be like hi, and then sit there for the whole thing while I'm doing editing or whatever. But I speak when I got something to say, I guess.
Thank you, though. I got to make my way over there to your channel.
I go check it out. There's people there. They do things. Y'all have a lovely evening.
You too now.
You too, man.
You too. Take care. So, Tarsha, how long would it take the police to respond to your house? If you
Maybe
had to
5
call
minutes.
911.
Really 5 minutes. It's
Okay.
not long here. Yeah,
Okay.
they be here. Yeah,
Okay. That's good. That's good.
yeah.
That's good.
My alarm system would go off because I was having some issues where it went off
Mm-hmm.
by itself. And them people
Mhm.
was at the back door, the side windows, the front door, the garage door. I mean, they was there. I was like, yes.
Right. That's good.
Yep. And then they was like, do you want us to come in and check anyway? And they wanted to
Right.
walk all through to make sure everything was okay.
Mm-hmm. Did you let them come in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
But find out it was something faulty was going on, and it was causing the system to go off in the middle of the night. It was like 2:00 in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't come to the door to let the police in with something in your hand, did you?
No, I didn't come with
Okay.
nothing in my hand.
Okay.
No, I ain't finna be shot.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be shot.
Good. Yeah. Because they don't know the good guys from the bad guys.
Right, right. I don't know where I left off at, but just know I'm lost, everybody. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm back on track. Okay, you can go in. Yeah. And Black Poindexter said fast. Crime bill was a disaster for certain groups. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
so behind on these.
Right.
No police here. I just want to throw that in. I'm listening.
What
but
you
I just
said?
want to toss that in real quick.
You
I mean,
said
there are, but you're not finna call 911 in the same capacity that you would in the state. Like that just ain't bro. I've going on 2 years. You don't see squad cars rolling through the village to, because of a domestic situation or, just I'm not going to degrade the level of severity for any situation that may prompt a 911 response. But what I am saying, so much of the day in, day out circumstances that warrants people to acquire assistance from 911 is part of the reason, in my opinion, why that service is exhausted. I believe you have officers being social workers, you have officers being helping figure out caretakers. I mean, like so many things are put on law enforcement, in my opinion. Like it's just unreal. Over here, it's all in house. I live in a village, so many of the things, I would say 95% of the issues that you would normally pick up a phone and call 911 for is handled amongst neighbors, elders, and it's a communal set of circumstances. So it's a whole different life. Now, protection, that's another part of the conversation I'm not going to engage in. But just the reasons behind why we sometimes rely on 911, it's a completely different word here. Whole different ball game.
Right. Yep. I've heard that in different other communities as well, where they handle majority of their situations instead of calling in law enforcement.
And that's
Blake,
good if you can do that. Yeah.
right. Blake Poindexter said, too much money is spent on equipment and little on training.
Yep.
And New Jersey Fishing Maniac said, good cops and bad cops, just like good teachers and bad teachers, good doctors, bad doctors. There's good and bad in every line of work.
That's very
Absolutely.
true. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Right. They don't get paid enough to do more hoops.
Hey,
Yep.
I'm gonna say this. This is just my opinion. I would never want to live in the United States of America. I don't care if I'm armed to the teeth, man. I'm 2A all the way. I believe in it. Don't put me in Texas without no police to call. Real talk, cause then you putting it all on me, and I'm about that life. We talk about 2A. We talk about protection. We talk about being about it. I know what I'm capable of doing when put in a situation. So that makes me want to do it less, if that makes any
Right.
sense. Hell, if I can call them to be a go-between, let me call somebody else to be that mediator real quick. But those are circumstances where there's time to make that assessment. If it's
Mm-hmm.
me and the threat, it is what it is. But just casual neighbors throwing shit in the yard. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Tarsha. Stuff in the yard or loud music, or I
Right.
can walk away from that kind of stuff. But if it comes down to that person or those individuals and myself and my wife, my family, eh, eh, that's it. Just
Right.
Yep. I'm with
yo.
you.
I am
I'm
too.
with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. And Mr. M.T. Homestead said, glad I live in Oklahoma where stand your ground is alive and well.
Yep. Same here in Ohio. We got to stand your ground. Yep.
And
Alaska.
Holders Homestead left. Thank you for coming. I'm not sure if I got to you late to thank you for coming. And the same for you, Runneth Over Garden Life. I appreciate you all coming. And anyone that has left or leaving out now, thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, Juicing with Jay, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Rip Curl Readiness said, I agree with that. I also think it's too slowly make law-abiding Americans felons by changing interpretations of current laws that were once legal. It's nice to see people pushing back.
Yep. That's right.
Right.
Got to stay ahead of the laws because they change them all the time, and they don't create laws for us. So
That is
you got to know
true.
the law and operate within it. Yeah.
And Jacob's Triangle Homestead, that other channel that was up here, the first one was Gray Man Prepping. I dropped his link about 5 minutes ago in the chat. So if you can scroll up and let me know if you see it or not. But it's Gray Man Prepping.
Hey, Tarsha, can I ask a question? I got a question for y'all, especially for the older gentleman, the brother. Nice to meet you. I'm not really familiar with you. What's your name so I can address you correctly?
He looking in the back of him.
Right. Nice to meet you too, bro. They call me Vision Preparedness, but
Okay.
GT calls me Mr. Trent.
Well, I'm gonna call you Mr. Trent. I'm from Texas, so it is what it is.
I appreciate it. I understand.
Hey, look here, Mr. Trent, in the chat.
Yes.
This is my question here. So I'm in the northern part of Tanzania. It's me and my wife. I live in a constant state of readiness. Now, if it hit the fan, I believe in go bags. I believe in a whole lot of things. I got to make a decision within a matter of hours, maybe minutes, whether I'm going to head to the border for Kenya, whether I'm going to head to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, if I'm going to head south. Like, this is a reality for me, for us, day in and day out. It ain't no games over here. It's
Right.
I mean, it ain't all bad, but that's how I got to live. So my question is, because you just said something real important, laws change.
Mm-hmm.
Laws ain't designed for us. At what point do all that shit, excuse me, Tarsha, do all that stuff go out the window and it's strictly 100% survival? We talking about we getting it, we gonna live, period. Damn what's on the books, damn the penal codes, all that just becomes extra and etc. So I believe if you really, really survival minded, you kind of reach a point where you might not cross that fence, but you sitting on it, where it's like, I know that this is what this is, but at the same time, I'm in a constant state of mind where all of that go bye-bye for survival's sake.
Correct. And I'm with you. And I'll say this. When it comes to, and this is my opinion only, I am not a lawyer nor judge or anything like that and don't care. When it comes to protecting my family, any means necessary, even if that means me laying down my life or taking a life that is threatening to take the life of myself or my family, it's going to be them every time. As far as you mentioned where complete SHTF happens, here in the States, it would have to be something like martial law has been declared and complete collapse of government and all of those entities. Then at that point of the game, I'm the law and I'm going to do what I have to do to protect my family, my group of friends, my loved ones, period. And you're right. You have to stay ready. And I'm so glad to hear you say you do that, because where you're at, like you said, it isn't bad, but that's your way of life. Absolutely.
Right.
So you doing the right thing. Keep on doing it, bro. You know the difference between right and wrong, but you also know the difference between protecting your family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So do what you're doing. Keep on doing what you're doing. You talk about go bag. In where I'm at, the only way I'm leaving where I'm at is if my house is on fire. Period.
That makes sense.
And I'm gonna try to put it out first. But if I have to leave, that's the only reason I'm leaving. And when I leave, I'm taking stuff with me. Other than that, I'm gonna hunker down, do what I gotta do, protect my perimeter, do everything. My guys, my group of people, we all have communication lines. We can communicate and we're gonna take care of everybody. So you're doing the right thing.
Well, that's my strategy back home in the States as well. And I mean,
Right.
everybody got different philosophies, but when it comes to survival,
Right.
you know, if you, or if a person, I don't mean you, sir, but
Mhm.
if an individual implements a plan to, I'm in a unique situation, but if I were at home in the States, having retreat as a plan, I'm kind of with you. I'm finna hold the fort down. I don't
Mhm.
acquire all of these tools and essentials and equipment to surrender it and flee in
Correct.
a ready fashion. That's just not finna happen. If it's gonna go down and I'm gonna die, shit, let it be at my house. It's
Right.
gonna go down. It's gonna go down here. So
Right.
I'm not finna fall back real quick. If I got to, I will. But that's absolute last resort. Cause surrender for
Exactly.
what? Where the hell you
That's
finna
right.
go?
You
Where
right.
you finna go?
Or I may, tell my family, you guys have to leave. I need you to get out of here and go to plan B or C, and they know where to go. I'm staying here.
Right.
And it ain't gonna be good for nobody. I'll say that. But yeah,
Understood.
you're doing the
I
right
understand.
thing. Yep.
Well, let me ask you
You're doing
this.
the thing.
Let me ask you this. Like, part of my other topic is about what's going on in Jackson, Mississippi, where they're telling everyone to evacuate. If there's a possibility of mass flooding, would you leave your home then?
I would.
My gut tells me
Oh,
no. My gut tells me no. For two reasons. My area doesn't flood, and if it does, I may have to leave, but I'm staying because after the flood succeeds, then you deal with looters and everybody else trying to get whatever they want. That's not going to happen here. I leave.
Right, but like those
That's
who
just
live
me.
on the coast, those who do live on the coast and have experienced this
Yeah.
before, because some people just
Yes.
don't want to
Yeah.
listen and they risking their lives, their family lives, and first responders' lives by staying.
Right.
So that's the other part
I
of
think
being
they should
prepared.
leave.
Have
Right.
whatever important stuff that you do have, if it's your ammo, your guns, if they gave you 48 hours notice to evacuate, you should already have all your stuff loaded up and ready to roll
Correct.
when it
I agree
comes
with
to
you there. Yeah.
and
Yes.
everything. Yeah. But it's some people
Yes.
who are not willing to make that move, and that's a little
That's
crazy to me.
disheartening. Yeah.
It
And
is.
there's people that for whatever reason they can't leave.
Yeah.
And that makes it even worse.
But that's where it comes in of being prepared.
Yep.
If you don't have the means, you should already have a plan.
Yes.
You
I
should
agree.
already have a plan for your
I agree.
area. And we've
That's a
talked
hard
about
one, Tarsha.
this already. Even on Starduster 2's channel, we talked about it. We talked about it on Off the Wall Prepper, having those plans.
Mm-hmm.
If something happens, you will be ready.
Correct. I think
Yeah.
GT wanted to say something.
Go ahead, GT.
for me, if it's something natural like avalanche or flooding or something like that, I have to leave because
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
um, it's cold here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
if there's water present and it's getting cold and we have those 30-degree nights or whatever, you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be in the house like that. But I doubted it would it won't restrict us here because we have like hold on, let me show you. One second, let me show you.
I may sound real stuffy. I don't know if I sound stuffy, but I feel stuffy as heck. You know, when you have kids, these kids be bringing home all kind of germs.
I got all kind of coworkers that are sick, and I was like, it's the kids.
Yes, and I feel awful, but like
You don't look awful.
I feel it. I'm sitting here sniffling. I'm like, I know they hear me just a sniffling.
So what you just showed us, GT. So are you surrounded by mountains?
There's a lot of mountains around. So first thing what happen is they would hit this city right here, which is Anchorage, if it was a flood or
Okay.
something like that.
Mhm.
But we could still take refuge in the mountains because there's trails and things along that you would have to travel to get to. But I live on a mountainous region,
Mhm.
so 9 times out of 10, it would have to be very, very big for me to actually leave home because wintertime is bunker down. It's really got to be big for me to decide that hey, I got to leave because that's the
Right.
comfort. There's the shelter portion of it. I can have the food, the guns, the whatever, but I don't have the shelter, so it's going to put me at a disadvantage in my opinion. So yeah,
Right.
I would be more than likely willing to stay unless it's a natural disaster.
I I,
Yes.
I can I can respect that, and I understand that for a natural disaster,
Mhm.
I would be a lot more flexible than under the premise of civil unrest. And for these two reasons,
Right.
natural disaster is just that, a natural disaster. It's unpredictable. I would still be reluctant to, you know, surrender my post, so to speak, but I'd be more likely and it'd be more probable under those circumstances. However, in the midst of civil unrest, um, you you taking whatever gear you can carry or haul with you, and you at the mercy of the elements. And when I hear people discuss these types of topics and matters, uh I don't know how many people in real life them been out in the woods for, I ain't just talking about a fun hunting trip where you glamping while you doing it. I'm talking about out in
Right.
the woods in real life. It's boring as hell. It's quiet. It's nerve wracking. You hear your breath. You hear your heartbeat. You wondering what you finna do next. You can hear somebody walking 300 meters away. You can hear
Right.
deer walking around. You can hear
Right.
all this shit because it's so quiet and it's so still. And all you can focus on is next. So when you talk about living like that for real, excuse me, I'm sorry, Tarsha. Stuff sound good. It sounds smooth. But when you doing that for real, and not for play, nah,
Mm-hmm.
son, leave me. I'm gonna stay at my crib. People, when when occupying forces confront each other, these entities combat over the high ground for a reason. It's all about strategic advantage. When you
Mhm.
leave your spot, you surrender your familiar surroundings. You surrendering your advantage. You just
Yes.
out with everybody else.
Right.
You
Now
Right.
you're a
surviving the
refuge. Now
fittest.
you're a refugee. Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
And with regards to
Mhm.
leaving, I lost my mom a few years back, 2 years
I'm
ago.
sorry to hear that.
And thank you.
Mhm.
If I were in a situation, even if it was for the sake of a natural disaster, and she couldn't be transported or relocated, I ain't going nowhere. As crazy as that sound, and some things, the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest part of preparedness is understand that you can't be prepared for everything.
Everything.
That's when the real stuff hits. That's the decision making right there. You
Right.
got to decide which hard way you gonna go.
Right.
So
And that's just like me. My mom is here in town. She's about 20 minutes away. If something pops off, I know for a fact I have to go get her or meet her somewhere quickly
exactly.
before it gets crazy.
Right.
Because if something happens to my mama, I'm burning down the whole city.
Understood. Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
But that's part of being in the preparedness mindset. You're going to know what's going on before everybody else knows.
Right. You're right, Tarsha. And that's the difference
That's true.
between
Mhm.
15 minutes and an hour before
Facts.
it gets really crazy. So, I can get in, get my mother, and get out, and everybody else, by the time I get back home, everybody that's supposed to be here should be here. And then
Exactly.
we're good. Right. And then we're good, and I can do my OPSEC, lock it down, and do what we got to do to ride it out.
Exactly. Let me speak to some people. Hey, Dustin Dubis. Sorry I'm late greeting you. And once again, Black Guns and Garden, I never got a chance to officially touch on your what they call it, message. Thank you for coming if you're still here. Let's see, anybody else came in? Did anybody else have any questions? Thank you for coming, Dragon Slayer. I appreciate you and all your comments as well. And also, everyone, I dropped a lot of links a few minutes ago on a lot of preparedness channels, along with Great Man Prepping should be in the comment section as well. So you all please reach out to all these preparedness channels. This is a great community. Everybody has, valuable information. Everybody needs to be on that preparedness mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wait for something to happen before you make a move as well. So connect and learn a lot about this preparedness. It will save your life.
As a good friend of mine says, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You have valuable information too, Starduster too. Thank you. And I dropped your link as well for everyone to connect. Thank you for coming, Sheena's Keyboard Life. I appreciate you coming, sweetie. And thank you for coming
And
on
and
the Wall
and
Prepper.
and that's Tarsha that said that, who I heard that from. So I got to give her credit every time I use that phrase. If you stay ready, you don't
I
have to
didn't
get
come up
ready.
with it though.
I know, but you was the first one I heard from it, so I got to give
Oh,
you
yeah?
credit for that. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, of course.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yes,
That's what's
ma'am.
up.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna always give you credit. Yeah, that's
Thank
how we
you.
do.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Bearded Eagle said all three of his kids know exactly how to get home from school on foot if needed. They
that's
know the
awesome.
way to get them, so we converge. We don't rely on cops in this family. Amen.
Amen. That's right, Bearded Eagle. And
Definitely.
that's the same with me. My son knows, and my daughter, if they get a specific text from me, whatever they're doing, they are to immediately drop it and put the plan into action. Period.
Yep. And
Yeah.
like I was just telling someone, like my kid's school is like a 15-minute ride away. That's the downside on it.
Mm-hmm.
But they know how to get home. But I just hate that they that far away.
Yeah.
Thank you, the Seventh Son, for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. And like Black Poindexter said, like Mom and you vowed to going in.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going in.
Yeah.
She went in, got her kids, and came out. I ain't mad at her. She gets mad
Right.
props
At all.
from me.
Right.
Mad
Yeah.
props.
And Mr.
know.
MT Homestead said, my full carry is a Springfield XD40 Glock 21.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the Ruger American 9mm,
Mhm.
and my conceal is my M&P 40 compact. Always ready is the key.
Correct.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey there, Faith and Feathers. How you doing? Well, you take care, Candy. Do that, Watson. Please, then go. I love that name.
Please send ghosts.
Yes, Black Poindexter said, better to ask for forgiveness than permission sometimes.
That's my
Right.
motto.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
my
sir.
motto.
Yeah.
You know, I would apologize in a heartbeat.
Right. Gun-free zones are the problem, not the solution. That's what Bernabé
Yep.
Sanchez said.
So here in Ohio, when they passed the open carry bill, which in that changed, you can carry, well, no, I'm sorry. You can have a weapon on school property,
Mhm.
but it has to stay in your vehicle because we have the castle law, which includes your vehicle. So you can carry, but it has to stay in the vehicle.
Yeah, been locked.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in Georgia, I think they said that it has to be a certain amount of feet from the school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't allow pepper spray, something like that. You can't have pepper spray here. Faith and Feathers, I start at 2 o'clock on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Arkansas Whoop Ass said, everyone talking about firearms is making me want to go out and fire off a few mags.
You know what? You know what, Arkansas? I'm gonna be doing that in about 2 hours, right out here in my backyard. I'm with you on that.
Right.
All right, y'all. I got to get back to work, so I'll holler at you. Well, I'll be back. I'll be back. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just gonna step out for a minute and handle my business.
I
All
appreciate
All
you.
right,
right,
bro.
GT.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right, y'all.
Okay.
Peace.
We
Yeah.
have Quentin Nelson here. Sorry for the late greeting, but thank you for coming.
Hello, Quint. Yeah, I just ordered. Here in Ohio, you can have tasers. So I just ordered. It's a flashlight and a taser,
Mm-hmm.
and because I have friends that won't train with firearms or even buy a firearm, I bought like 6 of them, and I'm giving them each of them one of those
Mm-hmm.
because they need
Nice.
something.
Nice.
Yeah, they need. You got to have something.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
which that puts me in the mind of something else as well. You know, it's like my stance is after all the things that have transpired over the past, let's say, 2 decades in the States and worldwide, um,
Mm-hmm.
the magnitude of people who still live in a space of I don't want to say la la land because it almost makes it sound flippant, but to deal with the magnitude of people who still don't think anything is possible after
Mm-hmm.
you've witnessed everything be possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, what do you do with that except mic it down, uh, fool with and deal with a group of like-minded individuals, regardless of gender, creed, race, ethnicity, whatever, who trying to live and survive just like how you trying to live and survive. Now, I have a philosophy for that. I call it find your village. Your village can be complex, it can be
Right.
complicated, but
Right.
everybody thinking about survival, that means more people are likely to make it through whatever happens. Natural disaster, civil unrest, whatever. So sometimes I sit back and I'm amazed by the amount of people, if you will listen to them, who uh I'm not saying the sky's falling and a meteor is
Right.
headed towards Earth and it's gonna hit tomorrow, but just like Tarsha brought up the example of the natural disasters, all of
Mm-hmm.
these things are possible, and we have living history recorded,
Mm-hmm.
like proof of how look, I'm from East Texas. I would look my job at the time and everything that I witnessed, busloads and busloads, hundreds and hundreds of people being shipped from Mississippi to from New Orleans, from all the parishes, from into East Texas. I saw what
Mm-hmm.
that looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I saw
Mm-hmm.
firsthand what People don't know where their grandmother at. People don't know where their cousin at. People don't know. Some people don't know where their children at. They just got put on the bus and got shipped as far away as possible. You feel me? But now
Right.
here it is, 20 some odd years later, and it's like, oh, that'll never happen. And if it do happen, it won't happen to me.
Where they mind at? You know?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's crazy. It's
Right.
just crazy.
And those are and don't take this the wrong way, but you'll understand those are the sheep. They're not aware of what's actually going on in the world because it doesn't immediately affect them and they don't pay attention.
They don't.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a way. I mean, 40 some odd years of living, I don't know how you I'll say this. I'm at a point in life where I refuse to exhaust the energy that I have left on convincing versus shoring up those who are already where I'm at. That's just where I'm
Correct.
at. I wasn't always here.
Right.
I used to be the, hey, maybe I can show, maybe I can teach, maybe I can influence. Now, if you don't meet me at the 50-yard line, I'm not going to the 30. I ain't finna go to the 20, and I damn sure ain't finna go to your end zone. Nah, baby.
That's
You
right.
gotta meet me
You know,
halfway or nothing else.
Exactly.
you're
Exactly.
absolutely right.
And it's some people who don't even want to do that.
No.
They don't even want to do that.
No, they don't want to meet you halfway. And like my dad used to always tell me growing up, you can't tell grown folk what to do.
Facts.
Because right, people are going to do what they want to do at the end of the day. So I'm with you. I mean, I want everybody to have a full life and to be prepared if something happens, but I'm not going to sit here and preach to you, you need to do it.
Or beat a dead horse. Because some people, you can tell your family members for the past 10 years and they still crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, there's too many platforms now. There's I mean, even the space that we sharing right now, you didn't have this 15 years ago. You ain't had this 20 years ago.
Right.
So if people want to find out where the cheapest red bottoms at, you can find it. If you want to find out where to get your lashes did, you can find that. It's communities of people, and I'm not picking on women. Okay, hell, let me go in Jordans. If you want to find some cheap Jordans, it's Jordans out there. People will Google and find that, but the people who won't Google, what do I do if I don't have water for 2 days?
Right.
And I'm gonna say this, and I mean this in no disrespect. Look here, I chose to be over here. We chose to be over here in East Africa, so it's on me. But there are times when the infrastructure gets depleted, from electricity to the water source, the stuff that we talk about in these chats. Hell, I live that Monday through Sunday. That's just another day, so it ain't no big deal. But there's a certain privilege being in the West and being in, for all intents and purposes, let's say this, y'all. I'm in a third world country, right? There are so many luxuries and conveniences that just makes the population disillusioned to the possibilities of what could be right around the corner. I don't know what to tell them. I'm not even trying to, but I see people carry buckets of water for 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, like, man. I'm sorry, y'all go ahead. I'm rambling.
You
now.
good. And there's my guy right there, sitting in whatever it is, but as cool as can be.
Well, before we get with Josh, let me go over some people who came in, some wonderful, great, supportive channels. We got Digging for Health. Thank you, Andrea, for coming in. We got Mayfield Ranch in the house. We got Badass 93 Stain. Thank you for coming.
What's up, Badass?
We have Tennessee Bushcrafter. Thank you for coming in, sir. We have also, let's see, Skinner Farms. He's on the panel. And let's see, I saw one more. Practical Ken. Thank you for coming, Practical Ken. I appreciate you. Peterson Farms of Nashville. Thank you for coming. And did I speak to you, Cottonwood Ranch? And let's see. That does it. I just wanted to greet everyone. I know I'm behind on this chat, but I truly appreciate you all coming in and chiming and listening. So we can pick up where we left off. Yeah. But oh, Crazy Crafter Adventures. I got them on the screen. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry I missed your name. Yeah, but I forgot where we left off at. I'm sorry, y'all. I am so sorry.
Josh walked in.
Creating a disturbance.
No, he just sneaks in and don't say nothing. He just sits there, and I'm like, that's where I'm trying to get, because that brother just shows up and sits there. I love it.
Sit and take it all in.
Miss Needle, thank you for coming in, Miss Needle. If you are still here, I'm so sorry I miss you as well. I'm learning how to keep up with this chat. So I got my phone and I'm looking at it now. So I'm just seeing that you came in. But the message for today is be your own first responder. Be prepared. Get the necessary skills to survive. That's just it. And it's a lot of wonderful channels that are in this chat. I dropped a lot of links. There's more links that can be dropped as well. If you can type triple threat in the comments, Nightbot will drop your link. But please connect with all these different channels. They have valuable information out there for everyone. You don't want to be caught in a situation where you don't have the necessary tools to survive. So that's the topic for today. But if you all want to continue talking, we can do that as well.
I'm riding with you. Whatever you want to do, I'm riding with you.
You're driving.
Like we was talking last Tuesday on having medical. If anyone in this chat was here last Tuesday, have anyone made any progress toward having your medical bags prepared? We have Alonzo Hall, All-Star Advisor. Thank you for coming. Yes, the first aid.
Well, I would say this, Tarsha, too, in addition to what you just said with regards to the topic. Look here, I'm thinking tools are great. We talk about tools all the time, you know. I mean, I'm talking about pew tools. But something that's got to accompany every tool you got is the willingness. You can have a whole tool shed full of tools. Do you have the willingness to use those tools when necessary? That goes for first aid and that goes for them pews too. Because you can have SIGs and Rugers and all of that. Here, you give me a 6-round 22, baby, and I'm gonna make it do what it do. You can give me an IFAC. You know what I'm saying? This stuff I think about. Like, I'm willing to crank down if something happened to my wife's leg or a friend's leg. People need to get dummies and see what it really feel like. Are you willing to put that level of pain on a person to crank down a tourniquet to stop the bleeding?
That's right, because tourniquets they're not pleasant. They hurt.
That ain't fun. That ain't fun.
No, it's not.
It can be worse than the pain that you're trying to stop. Your focus is to stop bleeding, not make them comfortable not make them happy. Do
Right.
you have the mental and physical capability to put the person that you love through that additional level of trauma in addition to the trauma they already experiencing? Man, this ain't a game.
Yep.
It's
That's
not.
right.
You really
You're
about
absolutely correct.
And you have to be in the right mindset. You need to
Yeah.
know already, are you willing to kill to survive?
period.
Period.
Period. This your channel. I wasn't gonna say that, but you
Yes,
know.
I don't mind saying it because I'm in that mindset. When I say it, I feel it coming from my gut. Like for me and my kids and my family, that's what I will do.
Yeah.
Yo.
And I did it for not. I'm not going to say I did that for a stranger, but when it came to providing medical attention, I just did that for a stranger back in June when they was bleeding from the head, and it took minutes before the ambulance and fire department, whoever else, to come cut people out the car for me to render aid.
That's right.
So it didn't take me 10, 15 minutes to decide if I want to jump in and help. That was already in me,
Right.
and I did that.
That's
So you
good.
have to have that mindset of, are you real willing to kill to survive? Are you willing to save another life?
Yeah, I agree.
That's
I
right.
mean, you can't always forage. If you not a if you a vegetarian and you not a meat eater, baby, you might
Mm-hmm.
not be able to find some mushrooms that you sure about. You might not be able to find some beans you sure about. What about when them MREs gone and your foraging ain't working out for you, but you see squirrels
Right.
and
Now
rabbits
what you
hopping
gonna do?
around and shit, man? What you finna do?
Yep. Are you willing
Yeah.
to eat that rat? You know, but I'm not eating no rat, but I'm just saying I will try to find something else. But you got to be willing to eat things that you are not used to eating.
That's true.
Yeah, it just is what it is, man. I mean, I hear people talk, and I'm never. Look, I don't care what people do. I mean, except for the folks in my circle, each to each their own. But if you squeamish about blood, you might want to start practicing on overcoming that. Not
Yep.
for the sake of just pursuing or trapping an animal to process for consumption. But again, it might be
Right.
one of your friends. It might be a loved one with blood gushing, arterial blood, bright red,
Mm-hmm.
just squirting
Yes.
everywhere. You
Right.
can't
Bright
be
red squirting.
vomiting and yeah, you can't vomit and repair that wound or treat that wound at the same time. You got to get yourself ready for these endeavors if you really about that life, man. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Exactly. Oh yes.
I'm with you.
You
By
got to
any
know.
means necessary.
Yep.
You
You
know,
got to.
I'm teaching myself how to do sutures just in case.
Exactly.
So I got a practice kit and I'm doing sutures and trying to make sure, I know how to do it if necessary. If not, I hope I never have to do it. But if I do, I will.
Right. And not for nothing is still laughing about what you said last week, vision preparedness about burning down the block.
And I will. If it comes about serious, you mess with my people and it's on like that, I am burning down the block because I'm that guy. That's how I grew up. I spent way too many years watching TV and figuring out how to do stuff. I will do it if necessary. Yep.
Understood.
Man.
Alonzo
I mean,
Hall, the All Star. Hold on one
Go ahead.
second. Alonzo Hall, the
Go
All
ahead.
Star advisor, said, "Fellas just gave inspiration to grown men. Keep family at Point X while I stay and assure we are protected."
That's right. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this goes out to men.
Mm-hmm.
We were born alphas. Period. It was put in our DNA from the moment we were conceived. That is our job. Like I've always told, I only have two jobs on this planet: provide and protect. That's it.
Mhm.
Everything else
Sir.
is secondary. So
Right.
if it comes down to making sure my family is safe, if I have to send them away to get safe, I'm gonna stay and handle
Mhm.
it so they can come back home if necessary.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And Mrs. VSNC09 said Katrina 2.0 and folks leaving homes and then losing property, not just the flood waters, but the government asking them to provide papers to show ownership, which were lost in flood.
Yep.
It's all part of being ready. You want to have all your documents in order. You even want to have your children documents. You want to have pictures of your kids. You want to have a family picture so they can know, yes, she is part of your family. Because if
Yes.
anything ever occurred where they try to separate you because they don't know who you belong to, you can show proof that that is my child.
Yep.
Always have all that information in a container, waterproof, fireproof container that you can grab and go with.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
All
100%.
medical as well.
Yep.
And that's the same for living abroad. That's the same for living abroad. That's the same for going from country to country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, show your papers. You better show
Yep.
your
Yep.
papers.
Got
Prove
to
who
show
you
the
are, where you
papers.
from, and it's just a consequence of human existence, man. I mean,
Right.
in this day and age, it just is what it is. And again,
Exactly.
I remember very vividly how much of a cluster F that whole situation was, man. It was people who literally got on the bus from whatever parish they was in on the other side of Lake Charles or the other or down in Baton Rouge, everywhere, everywhere, just lost with no nothing. And that's what I'm saying. The intensity of that situation is seared in my brain. Imagine yourself,
Here.
everybody in the chat, people listening for just a minute. All you got is the clothes on your back,
Right. Right.
and
Yep. That's true.
and some of these folks have been on a roof for 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And now you in Texas, don't know where half your family at. Cell
Yep.
phones wasn't as big back then as they are now. Comms wasn't as
Right.
big as readily available. As you couldn't just jump on Instagram or YouTube and link up with people. If people were still hand jamming stuff, but it happened.
Right.
I saw it.
Yep.
So if
Yeah.
you don't hear what Tarsha's saying about having at least one bag with your important stuff in it, and
Mm-hmm.
that and a couple bottles of water, all you can leave your house with, and you don't keep that kind of readiness,
Mm-hmm.
I man, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to stay prepared. Stay prepared. And just from hearing that, I don't know if I can't remember if it was the mayor or the governor, just brought back Katrina to me. Like, you
Yeah.
got 48 hours to evacuate. And I
Yep.
bet you so many people are running around scrambling trying to gather things. Can't
That's
live
what
like
woke
that.
me up. That's what woke me up. When Katrina happened, I watched that on the news, and after I prayed for them folks, I said, that will never be me and my family. And that's when I started prepping. And then when Charlie 19 hit 2 years ago, I
Mhm.
kicked it all in high gear, period.
Right. Right. Katrina was the kick in the high gear for me, even though I was on the
Okay.
preparedness level. But
Mm-hmm.
that was the point. And when the big thing happened back in 2020, people were
Mm-hmm.
calling me like, Tarsha, this is the day you've been waiting for. I was like, hey, I tried to tell you, like, I was already big on hand sanitizer, masks, Clorox wipes, everything that they was trying to get people to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
I already had it. I was
Right.
doing this when I was in college. I would carry
Right.
around everything necessary to sanitize and disinfect. And
I know
people
that's
were
right.
going crazy when they couldn't find it. But hey, I was good.
Right. It's just another day for you.
It was
Right.
just another day.
Exactly.
This was all part of my lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Bearded Eagle said, always prep, be ready always. That's why the founders gave us this right. We are here to defend ourselves, and that's why people don't really mess with us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's our right to protect our
Mm-hmm.
family and ourselves. Why
Mm-hmm.
not take advantage of that?
Right.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Why not? Because they take advantage of us every day.
Right.
So I'm gonna take advantage of what I can take advantage of.
Absolutely.
Situational awareness.
Faith
Yeah.
and Feather says situation awareness, and that's all
Yep.
part of listening to what's going on in your area.
Mm-hmm.
If they make announcement, you need to take heed to that announcement. Have your weather radios.
Mm-hmm.
Listen out what is going on. Don't sit there and be like, "Oh, I didn't know," or "I don't have this, I don't have that." Well, you should have been prepared.
Right. And
That's
that's
just
that's
like,
that's like my mom. My mom, we call the joke in the family is my mom is the National Weather Service. Okay? Because she will text everybody and say, there's going to be a thunderstorm coming from this time and this time. Make sure you
Yeah.
guys are all home. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm grown. But as I think about it, I'm like, okay, mom's checking to make sure everybody's aware of this and everybody's safe. But,
right.
that's the
Mm-hmm.
family
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
My mom is the
Yeah.
National Weather Service. So if something ever
That's
happens to
good.
her, there will be no weather forecast across the United States of America. No more.
It is so
Yeah,
true. And TLC in the garden said it's unbelievable the number of people who don't see anything wrong.
right, right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we've been conditioned or they've been conditioned. And believe it or not, and the gentleman below me spoke of this, we are so spoiled in this country because we have plenty that generations have grown up in the mindset of nothing will ever happen to us.
Yeah.
But I can remember my grandparents. I mean, we can go back to the 50s and 60s, which is not that long ago. They had their own gardens, they canned everything. People that lived in the country, they produced everything themselves
Yes,
and
sir.
depended on
Yes, sir.
nobody but themselves.
Yep.
You know, my
Yep.
son walk around talking about Jordans and I said, dude, please, you done lost your mind. I said, you
Exactly.
better go out there in the backyard and learn how to start a fire. And he looks at me crazy, but he gets it now.
That,
He gets it
Yep.
yeah.
Stop
because
Yeah.
making the rich richer. Do what you
correct.
do for your family. Get yourself prepared.
Yep.
And then if you want to do all that extra, then you can do all that extra, but
Right.
take care of what's necessary for you all to survive because they're going to keep surviving.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to keep surviving
Mm-hmm.
and won't think nothing about you.
Yep.
You know, and you know what? You absolutely right, Torch. And I'm gonna say this too. You know, I'm in a. It's unique. If you take a space like Sweden, that's a homogeneous community. I'm here
Mm-hmm.
in Africa. I'm in an African country. Most folk, damn near everybody look like me. It's homogeneous. In America, people got to get off that bush, off that BS. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. Hey, brother, I don't know what your name is. The cat down here in the corner. Uh, let's just say
Josh,
I'm Jamal.
The
Josh,
sniper in the
hey Josh, how you?
basement.
Yeah, hey Josh, how you doing? Let's say
I'm good.
Josh
You
Coolest
is Billy
dude on the
Bob,
planet.
and I'm Jamal. You got Jamal and Billy Bob. Man, if shit get real, do you think if Billy Bob got a pond full of catfish and crappie, and I got 17 cows, you think I ain't finna work with that man? We talking
That's
about
right.
survival. If
Correct.
he got ammo and I got, whatever tool I got, and he man, look, America is not the place, and I'm seeing something that's kind of making me a little bit happy is because I see people, at least in the within the confines of the survival community, working together, having conversations, sharing information, and
Mm-hmm.
working together in a
Mm-hmm.
way that
the largest society is saying can't even exist at all right now because it's too
Correct.
divisive, it's too divided, it's too
Right.
no bullshit. No, that ain't the case. It's little folks y'all ain't paying attention to down here teaching each other how to grow greens, and maybe he got 4 goats and I got, 2 cow, whatever. But man, for what I see the possibilities of in the future for my home country, baby, folk got to get it together, work together.
Yep.
And
Yep.
again, find and build your village. And everybody in your village might not look like you, sound like you, think like you 100%. But if you got a shared interest, that's where the hell your interest need to be.
That's exactly right.
Exactly. It's absolutely. Hey, Urban Garden Chronicles.
Hey, how you
Thank you for
doing?
coming up.
Yeah, I finished work so I can talk now.
Okay. Well, let me read this comment that Mayfield Ranch said. Yes, some people that have not been through some types of disaster to experience it seem to find it difficult to understand what can happen. So true. So
Yep.
true. Even though I have not been through a major disaster, I still can understand. But some people just fail. They don't want to understand. That's how I see it. Some people don't want to understand. They want to wait for someone to help them. And I'm just not that person. I'm just not that type of person to wait on someone to do something for me.
Yeah, depending on people can be very dangerous, I think.
It is.
You're at the
Even just
mercy
for
of
the
their decisions.
littlest things, even just for the littlest things in life. It's
Yeah.
dangerous to expect someone to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
And
think it's
practice.
also presumptuous on our part as well, right? Somebody
Mhm.
else's job to take care of us or provide for us. I don't think that's
Right.
if you're a child, yeah, but not if you're an adult.
Exactly.
Well, I think it's one caveat. Hey, what's up? What's up, sister? How you doing? Uh, it's one caveat. I think it's a little bit different between waiting on the government per se versus counting on your neighbors. If you counting on your neighbors to shore up your property when you away, going into town, or if you waiting on your neighbors or counting on your neighbors to uh, maybe share some or barter something, that's one thing. Versus waiting on the government, that's a completely different set of circumstances. If that's what you meant, I don't know which one you were talking about. Like, or you just meant people in general.
I met people in general, like, yeah, you do help your neighbors. Like, it's tit for tat. Like, if they're out of town or I'm out of town, you
Right.
look out for each other because, you have a community or like a village, as you were saying. But just generally,
Mhm.
like, sitting down, really doing nothing and expecting other people to provide
Oh.
your needs because you're just so cute that they're going to feed you. Like, no.
I got you. I got
Right.
you.
Right.
Like,
And
exactly. Helping your neighbor is a tit for tat. Like, you're offering a service and they're offering a service. If I'm not feeling
Yeah.
well, they're gonna check on me. If I don't see
Yep.
them outside for a few days, it's like, are you guys okay? Like, there's a mutual thing happening. It's not just one sided. But some people just take and they don't give nothing.
exactly.
Oh yeah, you'll always have takers, and I mean the
Always.
smaller the more close knit community, and the smaller the community, the more those people get shunned. That's one of the things that I've learned from living over here. The time I've been here with a smaller, more close knit community is very communal, and people who rely on each other. That person who don't put in the effort, who don't put in the work, they just don't get as much anything as anybody else. People don't take them as seriously. They can't just walk up to anybody and ask for anything. So you're right. I get it.
Well, can I speak for a moment, guys?
How you doing,
Yeah,
Bob?
Sure.
Nine
Oh, I
one
didn't see
I,
there.
two.
Hey,
I'm doing.
Bob.
My wife's already lived through civil war and martial law where she grew up.
Mhm.
She said, under no circumstances will any human being come into our house for any reason. Period. She's seen it go bad. So you can take that for what it's worth, and I trust what she told me. But
Right.
something to think about. Right now we got lots of ammunition is out there, all sorts of different products to protect your home, and there's lots of food out there. The day's coming up within a year or so when we cast our paper ballots, our mail-in ballots. Make sure you got stuff put away if something goes wrong before that and after. So that's really most I can say. Thanks for letting me have the mic.
And Bob 942 did a video where he's packing boxes to send to others.
Mhm.
The preparedness boxes, those survival kits. So that's a wonderful thing that he does, and he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, I do that for my family over in the Philippines. Yeah. Tools and different things so they can self-sustain, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a good man.
Mhm.
Let me
I
welcome
was.
some people. Welcome back, Vision Preparedness. But let me welcome some people.
Thank
Rebecca
you, Ms.
Touched by
Tasha.
Yarn. I think I miss you. And we have GWT 181. Thank you for coming in. If you're still here, sorry for greeting you late. Indian Hemlock. Thank you for coming as well and coming on my pop-up live on Sunday. And Elaine Bryant, thank you for coming. And Erica with my fly, Erica with my fly fabric. That's another fabulous
Hey,
shout out.
Erica.
Yes, thank you for coming, Erica. I appreciate you. Make sure you all type triple threat so your links can be dropped for everyone to connect to you all.
Mhm.
Yep, and like Mayfield Ranch just said, when you have been through something, you plan prep differently.
Yeah, that's one benefit I have is on my side is my missus and her family overseas who've lived through martial law. I've been through martial law 3 times. They lived through a civil war and extreme violence, and they all coach me what to do, especially her dad. Uh, so you see a lot of folks here on YouTube. Well, when it all goes down, well, I know that things have happened here in the States and a little bit up in Canada, but when it all goes down, most people in this country have never seen it, unless you're a veteran from
Right.
overseas. And the veterans had it a lot better than the civilian population did. My wife and her family were civilians. They didn't have a chow hall to go to or medical care or nothing. You had to survive by mom, dad taking care of the kids, the older kids taking care of the younger kids, all that.
Yeah.
And Spoon and Sunshine Homestead said, yes, can you act in the moment? Spoon and I was talking about
Oh
this
yeah.
very thing. Absolutely. Having that mindset
Mm-hmm.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah. My own experiences being in martial law, you've got to be able to switch from being humble and meek and quiet to having an iron heart right now.
Mhm.
Right now. Right now. You've got to turn it on instantly and then go right back to being compliant and cast your eyes down, stand in line, check your IDs, and move on.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And TLC in the garden said, please get your medical together and get training. First responders don't always have your best interests. She said she found out the hard way when we were told to
Oh,
stop CPR on a loved one. Oh,
what? Oh, Lord. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm.
That's rough.
it
I
is.
I can't. Yeah, I can't even comment on that. That's
Oh,
tough.
yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that you even had that experience.
Exactly. And Badass 93 Stain said, I had to close a guy's leg up here at the shop. He cut it wide open, and the macho me in here didn't want to touch him. Blood and guts don't bother me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Glad you sprung into action.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. I mean, even if you can pack a wound, you can put pressure bandage on it. You could even get the zip strips that you put on and pull it, and it pulls the skin together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to. You can't stand there and look at them and watch them bleed out, because it literally only takes 90 seconds for a person to
Right.
bleed out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go, especially if it's a family member or a friend. I'm not looking for gloves. I'm not looking for gloves to stop the bleed. I'm going into action. And probably on a stranger, I would do the same, because every life is precious.
Yeah.
And that's what they teach us, to save a life. To save a
Right.
life.
Exactly.
Faith and Feathers, I'm not sure if you're still here listening in, but thank you for coming. And Peterson Farms in Nashville said natural medicine and pain management.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example of what I've done for at the moment. It was here in the States, second shift. We were outside having a smoke. I worked at Boeing and Renton, making the airplanes, and we had armed guards and stuff. And a guy who was wasted out of his mind blew right through the gate, past the armed guards. Guards got in their car and chased him down. And he high centered it on the railroad tracks inside the facility. And the macho guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's me and my buddy sitting there finishing up a butt before we get ready to clock out. And there's all these macho guys lined up outside of the building. The guard is getting his butt handed to him. Did any of them spring into action? No. They just stood there. And me and my buddy, that we went right across the parking lot and jumped in and helped that guard. And I hurt him pretty bad, because the guy got his hand on the guard's pistol twice, and that was the last time he used that arm for a few months. I put him down. Yeah. I mean, but those macho guys, they usually are the first guy who will turn tail and run 90% of the time. It's the quiet guy that's over there. That's the guy who will do something unexpected,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you as an example.
That's right. Yeah, you, Josh. That's right. Them is the guys you watch out for first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly. And you see what Spooning and Sunshine Homestead said? It's comforting to hear in a world where so many men seem to have lost their alpha mentality. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I've got that, but I kind of keep it.
Same here. I am the nicest guy you'll ever meet. But as I said, when it comes down to it, I'll burn up the whole block.
I love that saying. I love that. It's good to see you again, sir.
Yeah, likewise.
Fell in love with some vision preparedness.
I think, just my personal opinion, I think it's a mixed bag, and here's why. Because you got the quiet cat, he'll put in work too. But I know a whole bunch of loudmouths in the hood in South Dallas. They'll talk a whole bunch of shit and they'll shoot your ass too. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Loud,
Yeah.
Don't mean shit.
Correct.
I'm watching your hands and I'm watching what you're doing. You could be quiet, you could be loud.
You got to be watching.
Right.
You got to be watching.
But at the same instance, I'm going to turn to Josh and say, what do you think? Because he has consumed every conversation and every phrase, word, and everything that's going on. I'm going to say, what do you think about that, Josh? What should we do?
Let me greet some people.
Yeah, exactly. Do both. That's right.
Let me greet some people. We got Howlin' Harry on the prairie. Thank you for coming, Harry. Howlin' Harry. We got the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Thank you for coming, Susan. And I think I've seen one more.
Hey, Devil Dog.
Everybody. Devil Dog is here. Hey, Devil Dog.
Yeah.
That's my buddy. But thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all and standing here, communicating and listening in as well. But I think I got caught up with everybody.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. It was nice talking to y'all.
Yes, it was
Thank you, Torsia, for
a
Likewise.
wonderful. Yes, it was
Yes.
wonderful having you come in here. Thank you
Yes.
so much,
Very
African
nice
Dreaming.
meeting you.
And African Dreaming is from Texas, but he is living in Tanzania, Africa right now. Him and his wife.
Right on.
Right.
Right on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hit
All
me up
right. Yeah,
anytime.
thank you.
Yes.
I will. I'll be looking out for you.
And thank you, and tell
Likewise.
everyone I said hello.
Yeah, tell him we
I
said
will.
hello.
I will. All right, y'all. Take care.
You
Take
too.
You
care.
too.
Take care.
Thank you. Nice meeting you today. Peace out.
And Mayfield Ranch said you can't depend on cell phones in emergencies, so it is a good idea to have contingency plans and not just a text and call.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And
I've
my
got a.
family knows if
Mhm.
if cell phones go down, they know what to do. Even if they don't
Same with
hear from
mine.
me, they know exactly what to do and what's expected and where to go.
Right. And Bearded Eagle said trading and bartering will be very important when SHTF.
Yeah, it will. Yeah. But be careful about that. Just be real careful about, like I said, don't let anybody inside your house.
No.
Just that's warning from a family who's experienced it, all of this. Don't let anyone inside your house because they hey, it's comfortable here. I'm going to move in. And you don't want that to happen.
And even if, like I mentioned before, a lot of single women that have mates right now, if that person is a nuisance and wreaking havoc in your life, they got to go when SHTF occur because they're going to continue to wreak havoc on your life.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So get rid of them. Don't rely on that person to be there for you. And thank you for coming, Mayfield Ranch. I really appreciate all your input.
But I'll just say one last thing, going back to what I said when I first came in. Before we cast our wonderful mail-in ballots, be sure have some food and water. There's ammunition on the shelves right now because usually that's when things have gone bad. Is right around that time. You all know that as well as I do. So
Absolutely.
get
Things
it
always get
get
crazy.
it together now so you don't have to leave your house. So
Right.
all right, I'm up. Bounce out, Miss Tarsha. Thanks for having me come up.
Thank you for being here, Bob. I always enjoy your input.
Take care, Bob.
See you,
Good
Bob.
seeing
Bob.
you
Take
again.
care.
All right, you too. Thank you, guys. Bye for now.
Yep.
Bye for now. And we had Devil Dog come in. Thank you for Devil Dog. And we have Mud and Mascara Homestead. Thank you for coming in, Tiffany, with Mud and Mascara. You
Hi,
all
Tiffany.
type triple threat so your links can be dropped as well. Let's see. Let me go through these comments real quick. Anybody had any more questions or comments? Got y'all in my pocket with headphones for a quick grocery run. Okay, I appreciate you coming, Bearded Eagle. Thank you so much for all your input as well. And Missy Lane Bryan said, my mom was a child of the Great Depression. She taught me the prepping lifestyle. That is a good thing. These days, it don't happen much.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people here teaching their kids how to twerk and all that.
Please, I wish I would see. And so I would. Don't get me started, Tarsha. Come on now, you know better than that.
Teaching them all the wrong things.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you.
You know what twerking is?
I'm gonna have
Yes,
one more
bolt
beer
on
before I
the
get back to work.
engine. Yeah, we can torque down some bolts on the engine. Yeah, absolutely. But other than that, that's about as much torquing that's gonna go down.
Now I'm gonna have one more beer before I get back to work.
There you go.
Practical Kids said, "Be aware of the quiet ones." That is true. The ones that sit back and observe first, then take action. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
I watch people.
Same here.
Urban Garden Chronicle said the quiet ones are the most dangerous.
Yes, that's right.
Yep. I say those who just pop off at the mouth, y'all ain't nothing. Y'all ain't got nothing on the quiet ones. Y'all all bark at nobody.
Yep.
That's right. Nuisances got to go.
I'm gonna use that. You're a nuisance. You got to go.
Yes, you got to go.
Devil
Not
Dog
yet.
wants Josh to show him how to twerk.
What'd you say, Urban? You gonna show us how to twerk?
No, Devil Dog is asking Josh to show him how to twerk.
Oh. He said, Josh said torque. He didn't say twerk.
It sounds like twerk. That's why he's asking twerking. Devil Dog's asking twerk.
Right. That is so funny. I was trying to drop a link. But anything else you all would like to share? Because this has been a great conversation, and a conversation that needed to be had. So
Look at your phone, Eddie.
wake up, wake up and see the warnings. I'm not trying to be one of those fear porn channels. I'm not. This is just basic information that you need to hear.
Right.
How to survive and how to protect yourself, being prepared for every situation.
See, it's the quiet guy over there that's communicating and you don't even hear him.
Like I yeah.
Hey,
That's my man. Josh, I don't even know where you're at in the country, but if you ever had to come north, I got a spot for you. I'll say that.
I'm next door to you.
That's
East or
right,
west?
Sarah Homestead.
West.
All mouth.
You in Indiana? Oh, okay.
Y'all know
Okay.
your neighbors.
There we are. That's even better.
The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch said, "And those that lurk like me."
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Josh was in yoga pants. I thought it was just Mitchell.
Some kind of bet. I don't know what happened. Just watching Devil Dog.
Devil dog.
I heard about the lawnmower out there in their birthday suit. Now we need to see him push it to the next level. Yeah.
Don't encourage him.
That's right, Howlin' Harry on the prairie. It is getting shaky. Very much so.
It is. I don't know what's going to happen, and I can't say what will happen, but just be prepared. That's all I can say.
Absolutely, be prepared.
Yep.
We got Billy from My Fly Family in the house.
Hey,
What up,
Billy.
folks? How you feeling?
What's going on? What's going
y'all.
on, Billy? How you
Ain't
doing?
nothing. How you feeling? Y'all in the chat? That's my daddy right there.
Y'all do look alike.
They do look all right. There it is.
Yeah,
We
you
good.
do. Get a DNA test.
What's going on, folks?
Chilling.
How's things? Everything good?
Yeah, so far so good.
Everything good. Yeah.
I just
Let me
posted in
ask
the
y'all a
chat.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel, if things were to go wrong, where it was a bug in or a bug out, whatever it may be, what handgun and or long gun are you gonna grab?
All of
I'm
them.
taking it all. I'm taking it all.
All
I'm
of
not
them.
leaving nothing behind. Anybody else gonna chime
I'm taking
in?
all
Sound
mine.
like a plan?
Yeah, I'm taking rifles, shotguns, handguns,
Now, you know,
grenades. I'm
in
taking it
some scenarios, a lot of cases, you're only gonna have, strength for one,
all.
or
Right.
one of each. You know, a lot of cases. Is there anything that you completely, like super duper trust, capacity, compatibility, maybe? See, my logic is this: more than likely, I'm going to take a Glock 34, high capacity, and a popular
Mhm.
magazine. So if somehow along the way on the road or something, somebody else is more likely to have a Glock compatible magazine than anything.
Right.
Right.
AR as opposed to an AK, I feel like ARs are definitely more popular, at least where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be the long rifle that I choose in 5.56. No exotic rounds, no 308, no 300 blackout, nothing like that.
Right.
So just with that thought in mind,
Yeah.
and say the possibility is only that you can bring two,
Mhm.
grab quick, you're in the movement, you're trying to
Mhm.
get food out the thing to take with you, as opposed to, going through your safe to try to take everything with you. What would those firearms be? Anything specific?
Mine will be the Geisley Super Duty AR-15 chambered in 5.56. That's going with
Uh-huh.
me regardless. The Mossberg 590 Shockwave and my Glock 19.
Good choice.
Ooh, I got a shockwave. Yeah,
Shockwaves
for
are
me,
good.
it would be my Glock 19, my 10.5, 5.56, and my shockwave.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. Definitely dope.
And I already have I keep a handgun in my truck at all times. Even when I ain't in it, it's in it. So I got I got a Ruger P34.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Dope.
you're right. You want a weapon that is
Mm-hmm.
compatible, something that's popular. So in case, you end up collecting magazines around as you're going,
Mm-hmm.
you've got something that's not exotic and you can use it.
Exactly.
That's
Because,
right.
like, even if you run upon another AR-15 and they only have they're chambered in 223, you can use that with your 5.56.
That's right.
Yeah. And
Yep.
Peter the Eagle said his AK, you know,
See, the AKs will run in harsh scenarios, but in my area, the likelihood for another AK to just be, somehow available, a friend or whatever,
Yeah.
I got to go with the AR.
right,
Yep. Yeah.
right.
Yep.
And Bob 942 said the Mossberg 500 shotgun. He mentioned the missus will have an AR-15 and several pistols. And he said his son 1911 A1 and AR-15. He said his daughter AR or camp carbine chambered in 45 auto
Mm-hmm.
and a razor sharp boot knife for all of us.
Yep.
And who else chimed in? Beard Eagle said, "I'm with Tarsha, taking everything, not specifying." Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't staying.
Mm-hmm.
Digging for Hell says she like her little Sig. Practical Ken says shotgun point and click, no aiming required. Yep. And Badass
I,
93 Slang said his AR and 9mm Swiss and Wesson 2.0 with Vortex optics.
dope. I'm liking these answers, y'all. That's dope.
And Beard Eagle said not leaving anything behind. And Badass 92 Stinks that I put my mini Draco in Rifles backpack. And the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch said bow and arrows. And
True.
Bob 942 said shotgun shells are all over the place. And Bearded Eagle said AR absolutely just said not leaving the AK or SKS behind. I got an SKS too.
Yep.
My dad gave me that. Yep.
But yeah, first and foremost, I'm with you. I'm not leaving any weapons behind, period.
Right.
Or ammo. Now, I may hide ammo out on the property just in case if we come back, but I ain't leaving nothing.
Right. Did I say Practical Ken said shotgun and high cap 9mm pistol? And Mud and Mascara said everything I can tow. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Got to be prepared, y'all. Got to have a plan on what it is that you're going to do if something ever happens. And Elaine Bryan said her Mossberg. I love Mossberg.
I do too. How you like
it.
your shockwave, Tarsha?
Yes, that shockwave is a bad mamma jamma. That's what I call it, a bad mamma jamma. Yeah.
Yes.
And Practical Ken said, I have multiple AR pistols in 223 and 556 in a tennis racket bag. And like I have another AR-15 by Delton. That's my son to get that one.
Okay.
He'll carry that AR. So we'll have 2 ARs with us. And then I have several other rifles. But
Same here. I got one that is specific for reach out and touch you.
Oh yeah, I got to take that one. It was too expensive for me to leave that behind.
Yeah, that you'll never see it coming, and you won't know it even when it does.
Let me ask you guys a real tough question, and I ask this often in the firearms community, prepping, gardening community, and this is something that you have to be totally honest with. A lot of us have assets about ourselves. But what is a liability that you might have? And if you don't want to, answer it, that's fine. What is a liability that you might have in yourself that either with yourself, your family, or whatever group you might be with? What's that one thing that might take all your assets and kind of throw it out the window? I'm gonna go first. In a reality, if I do something strenuous with my back, I could barely walk. It goes on for weeks. Never know when it's going to get better. That's a liability for me. So if something happens, I have to go out or work hard to shovel something, lift something, cut a tree down, whatever. I'm no good for a while. Is there anything that y'all that's unfixable that y'all might have in yourselves that you can be honest about?
Yeah, I was diagnosed with MS. Sometimes my legs and sometimes my arms just don't want to work. But ever since I got diagnosed, I've been strengthening myself, pushing myself to be stronger. And that really scared me when it happened because I was like, I'm vulnerable. I am in a vulnerable state, and it scared the crap out of me. So I just decided to get myself up and start walking and training even more. Because not being able to use your hands, that's all part of defending yourself and even doing preparedness.
That's right.
You got to have your hands. You got to have your feet. So I'm working on that daily to keep my strength up. But and doing what the doctors say to keep myself going. And I don't want to have to be in that situation if an emergency do occur.
Yeah, I like that honesty. I like it.
Yeah, I have a knee injury and an elbow injury.
For me, it's not it's not physical. A couple of things for me. I don't know how to field dress an animal. So if I have to shoot a deer, as far as preparing it, for food to eat, to feed my family, couldn't do it.
True.
Coleman.
And that'll work. And the other thing for me, and this is, I don't see it as a weakness. I see it as an opportunity to have to put my family in that position of an SHTF event and what they may see me have to do to protect them. I'm gonna have to have a conversation with them of why they see this person or persons no longer breathing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the mental for the family that's around there, because I can't have anybody break down or go into some type of emotional whatever to deal with.
Now, as far as having people around you, say if it's your family or some others or whatever, do you think you have the ability to control your temper or your leadership to accept other people's strengths?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's not an issue. Because at the end of the day, everything falls on my shoulders, whether it does or doesn't. That's just my mindset. I got to take care of y'all. And I'm not going to get mad. I'm going to try to control the situation so that other people don't get, bent out of shape or off the chain.
Yeah, because
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Because in a lot of survival scenarios, being a leader often makes you a target. Being controlling or bossy, or the guy with the last word, often makes you a weakling when you think that you're the strongest.
Right. I'm not trying to be loud. I'm gonna say, here's what we're gonna do. That's one thing I can say. I got that trait from my dad. My whole entire life, I never heard my father raise his voice. Never.
A calm approach.
Even when he was blazing mad, he would talk to you in a tone that pretty much calmed you, but you knew you was in trouble.
Right.
If all that makes sense.
I dig it. So, Urban, you said that you had a knee injury and an elbow injury. Is that something that's any bit fixable, or is that life?
It's probably life. It only flares up if I strain it, then I'm like 2 weeks like feeling pain, but it's not.
Yeah.
If something was happening, it wouldn't deter me, like it wouldn't stop me, but it would be difficult. I would have, and the more you use it, the more it takes to heal it back and rest it. But it is an issue. It would start to slow me down. If we're on, outside in the wilderness, in the cold, whatever, it would start to slow me down.
Right. Hold on, let me greet some people. And I want to say thank you, Digging for Health, if you're still here. I did comment in the chat and let you know how much I appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much. And welcome, Expeditionary Johnny. I appreciate you coming as well. Okay. Back to what we were talking about.
That's a good question, bro. You now you're making me think. And
that's why I'm here.
And that's
yeah,
what
I'm curious. I used to have back spasms. And I probably haven't had one in about 10 years because I know now how my body starts to feel before I have one. And I can manage it because if I'm doing a lot of, heavy lifting, I can feel my back. So I know, I'm like you, I know what I need to do in order for it not to go out. So I'm down anywhere from a week, 3 days to a week. So I've managed that and gotten that under control to where I don't even have back spasms anymore because I had an amazing chiropractor that gave me exercises and literally made me change the way I function. And it goes back to basic stuff. Lift with your knees. Don't lift at an angle. keep everything in front of you and lift with your knees and try to be as perpendicular as you can. And
Right.
that changed my whole world.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
now I
that's-
leave it to the younger ones. I leave it to my son and my grandsons and all them. Like, y'all get over here and pick all this up and lift this and took this.
But
and do
even though they're young, they still have to be careful. Because
Correct.
my son is in that position, and my nephew. My son going to the gym, lifting all these heavy weights, and his back, you know, has been bothering him. I took him to get checked, and they say it's not, you know, his bone structure or anything like that, but it's a muscle somewhere in there that is causing him to have some form of pain.
Sciatic type thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
It can happen.
It can, even to the young ones. You know, my son thinks he's invincible because he can bench almost 400 pounds and he's 6 feet, 305. I'm like, dude, you'll break down just like anything else.
Absolutely.
So you got to be smart. And now you got me thinking, dude, for real.
Yep. Yeah, badass 93 thing. I have me and all the kids. We all have the tactical vests.
I appreciate it.
And rifle backpacks. Gotta have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the gas masks too. Got those from Myra. Is it Myra Safety? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who's that taking a walk?
Can I ask a question?
Oh yeah, Lasher. She doing her thing. Keeping up the par, walking.
Showing off that nice neighborhood.
Yeah, I know. Show that manicured grass.
She's in the HOA, so she has no choice.
All right.
Yeah.
If you did not have a firearm at all, like me, what are your go-tos in your backpack or your bag out bag? Because I don't have a firearm, so that's not on my list.
Well, I would initially say anytime you should be carrying some type of knife. It's a great defensive thing and a tool for a lot of options. A knife, some type of spray, pepper gel, pepper spray, and something loud like a small air horn. Oftentimes, what you might be faced with could be doesn't have to be a human. You might have to defend yourself against a dog that's territorial or something like that. So something loud can scare the hell out of either a human or an animal, and all those other things. A baton, if you got one of those, those fold-out batons, telescopic ones.
Yeah, I got.
Also dope.
I'm supposed to send a link to someone on that. I got it in my notes, but I'll send it to you as well.
Okay.
So you can order one.
But I think Urban, I think that the best defense is to go ahead, sign that paperwork, get your ass to America, so you can get a gun.
Right.
That's defense number one. But either way, no, those things, and those are all things that you can carry. A lot of times you can even carry those on a keychain or in a purse.
Mm-hmm.
So those are good defense options, and sometimes way better than a gun, and less repercussions afterward that you got to deal with.
Yeah, repercussions ain't no joke.
And Badass 93 Stain, going back to what could be a liability, he said caring for others too much. And that's something that I struggle with. But if my life is in danger, the heck with caring for somebody else. I'm telling you, if
it's
I'm
difficult.
done with you.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes that life that you're caring for might be somebody really near and dear to you.
Right.
It might be.
And Bob 942 said after cancer last year, he lost a bunch of muscle mass. And that's what happened to me when I could not walk.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of muscle mass. I built it back up. It back up. Where I was walking 5 to 6 miles a day. I was like, I am on top of the world.
There you go. I'm gonna jump out. Before I leave, I just want to say something to everybody. I can't see the chat, but I appreciate the honesty that I'm seeing on the screen. A lot of times, we stick out our chest and think we're invincible, but there's a lot of realities that come into play, and it could be anything from your body strength, your eyes, your vision. If you lose your glasses, you're shot. You know, it's done. Your ability to cook, your ability to prepare food, to garden, all that stuff. Work on those liabilities if it's not too late, you know, and just be prepared. Like, I guess that's what this whole thing is about, being prepared. And in order to prepare, you have to understand what you don't have accessible now.
Right. So don't leave. I'm going to drop one more for you here because you got me thinking. Here's another, I guess I'm going to call this as a liability because where I live, I'm in the country. So all of my group, my core guys are minimum 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
So if something goes down, I have to be able to defend until they can get here.
Yep.
So that has been like one of my top priorities for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And
I tell you, I think
because I say if I have to blow up the block, I'm blowing up the block and have the means to do it. So, you know, I got to figure out a plan until reinforcements show up.
Yeah. I dig it. Just a kind of a heads up to everybody. Not a heads up, but like, you know, if you get the opportunity, this is a free prep. So take this to heart. Whatever aerial views of your neighborhood, as far as about a mile around you, print that out. Go to Google Maps or whatever. Find every water source, every pond, lake, river, pool, backyard pools, everything. Find all those little dirt roads, whatever you can do to stay off of main streets and travel lightly, travel inconspicuously, and do that. It's a free prep. All you gotta do is pay for the paper and print them out and just laminate them and put them somewhere safe. So when shit goes down and you don't have a cell phone, you don't have computer connection, Wi-Fi, all that, you'll have somewhere to understand where you're at. And if you need water or if you need refuge, you'll be able to find it just from that paper that you printed out.
Yep. And see, me and Bishop Preparedness was just talking about this the other day, because I was saying I know where to go if I need to get certain items, and the typical person wouldn't know. They're not going to make those plans of if something happened, they know where to go to get certain things.
Yeah.
So, that's an awesome thing to say and get in people's minds to have that plan, especially being on back roads.
That's right.
Water sources. Absolutely. But if you're going to take those,
y'all.
That's good.
Make sure
you tip. Be safe, bro.
Your
I'll see y'all later.
See you later.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
I'll see you soon. Be safe.
Appreciate you so much.
You're gonna cause me to be up all night though. Now you're gonna cause me to be up all night.
Well, so, call me if you need me, Dad. I'll talk to y'all later.
DNA test. I gotta go too, guys. I gotta pick up someone. So I'll see y'all later. Thanks for having me up.
Thank you, Urban.
Until next time.
I appreciate you so much.
Bye.
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 And Peterson Farmer, Nashville, said he had been working on his physical condition last couple of years, and it's made a big difference.
That's good. That's one thing we have to do. We gotta physically, we have to do better, because if there's an SHTF event, all the luxuries that we were used to, now we have to do stuff manually or manual labor. You know?
Absolutely.
Power tools are out the window.
Yeah, we still going on Arkansas whoop ass. Yeah. Yep. Muddy Mascara said a knife, taser, and spray.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob 942 said an orange stick, a boot knife, a large can of pepper gel,
Mm-hmm.
and cut down a golf club.
Yep.
And Money Mascara said an ASP baton. And Practical Ken said too much empathy is a flaw I have. Yep. And
Yep.
welcome, Tia Drum Gold. Thank you for coming in. Sorry it took me a while to greet you, but thank you for coming in. And Bob 942 said there are times when you have to walk away. You cannot help everybody.
That's true.
And Howlin' Harry on the Prairie said you have to take care of yourself and yours first.
That's right. You're right.
From a
And
place you will not see will come a sound you will not hear.
say that one more time, Josh.
From a place you will not see will come a sound you will not hear.
I have that T-shirt, Josh.
You do. What is he saying? Because you know, Josh, I be trying to tell Josh.
I
He
got
just
that T-shirt. Mess with my family, and from a place you will not see will come a shot you will not hear. I got that T-shirt with a sniper on the back of it. Yes.
Yeah, mine
Absolutely.
is you will feel the rafters of the Tarsha, okay? You're gonna feel the rafters. You're gonna feel it.
Yes. Yep, he's absolutely right.
Hello, learning to grow my mom. Thank you for grow my own. Thank you for coming. Let's see. Practical Ken said topographical maps so you know where hills and valleys and trails are good to have. Absolutely. Bob 942 said consider wearing a costume. Look as if you are down and out and have nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming, Practical Ken. I appreciate you being here and giving your input. Did the thing just disappear? Who was up there? I can't remember. Oh, that was Lashes. Okay.
Bye, Urban. Have a good evening.
Yeah, Lashes out there walking, doing her thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many miles was she walking?
I don't know, but she walk on a regular.
That's good.
You're right, Matt and Muscari need those manual tools and gardening essentials. Yep.
And a good tip on the hand tools and gardening tools, I go to yard sales. If I see a yard sale and they got hand tools out there, I stop.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. And before anyone leave out, please type triple threat so the next person who view this live will have your link to get to your channel. But
I keep getting a phone call. Y'all, I'm gonna bail.
I appreciate you, Josh, coming to sit up on the
Good to
panel.
see you. Take care, bro.
See ya.
Take care. You want me to move you out or you got it? Okay.
See, now it's just you and your ride and die.
Devil Dog still in the house. Devil Dog, my buddy now. That's my buddy. Yeah. But this was a great discussion today.
It was.
Really great.
Yes.
Every time you pop up, Bob 94, not Bob 942 pop, Devil Dog. I ain't seen Belt Loop today. That's just it. That Belt Loop. That would have put the icing on the cake. Yeah, we got Bougie Prepper, Stardust. We got Off the Wall Prepper, and then especially Gray Man Prepping.
Yeah, that was good for him to drop in.
Yes, he started it off. Yes, absolutely.
See, Bougie, my ride and die right there. See that right there. I adopted her. That's my ride. Yes.
I can't forget Carbon Q came up in here.
That's true. She did. Yep.
Yeah, but we had a lot of great channels, and I dropped a lot of links today on some of my faves. I can't help it, but I just had to. But I truly appreciate everyone that came and chimed in, giving out that wonderful information on preparedness, on survival, and situational awareness.
Yes.
So everyone, please listen to those or recognize those warning signs. Don't sit back and wait for someone to come save you. This is not that type of world. So you have to do for yourself and your family.
Got to.
You got to. It's a must.
Yeah.
It's a must. But everyone, I'm going to sound off for today, and we will have another fabulous talk on Tuesday at 2 p.m. next week. And thank you, Mr. Vision Preparedness.
Thank you, Triple T. I
And you
appreciate
all
you.
can catch me in the future on a panel of Vision Preparedness. And on September the 8th, I'll be on the Roman Prepper channel, collab with him. And a lot more going on, but you all will see me in these YouTube streets talking about preparedness and survival, 2A community as well. So y'all just watch out for me. And I appreciate every last one of you all who's in the chat, who's been in the chat, who's still here. Last Year's Journey, Urban Garden Chronicles, Bougie, Starduster, Carbon Q. The list goes on. Thank you all for being here. Love you all, and everyone have a blessed day.
You
And
do the same.
Preparedness, I want you to hang out for a second, okay?
Okay.
Click off. I'll talk to you in the back. But
Yep.
thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful and blessed night. Bye-bye.